Hello, this is Jason Robinson from Illustration by Design. Hopefully everyone can hear me, and this sort of experiment with Streamlabs is going okay. I am looking right now, and it seems like my icon is in fact working. So I'm going to assume that you guys can all hear what I'm saying, and that everything is going smoothly. This is my first time using Streamyards, not Streamlabs, Streamyards. So I am right now on my computer. I usually don't stream from my computer. I usually stream using my cell phone because that way I'm able to use the camera on my cell phone to show me drawing traditionally. But tonight I'm going to be drawing on my computer, so I figured I might as well try Streamyards. I'm going to have to get used to saying Screenyards because, again, I'm using Streamlabs for my usual streaming. Might as well try Streamyards since so many people have been using it recently since YouTube has ceased using Hangouts on air. And I've been sort of jockeying between using Streamyards and learning OBS. I've been trying out OBS a little. I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but it seems to be, once you do get a handle on how to use it, it seems to be more versatile than Streamyards is at this point. I'm assuming that Streamyards is going to get really, really good over the next several months to a year, to the point where it'll probably be able to do everything that OBS can do, but at this point it can't. So I'm inclined to go towards OBS just because I want to learn it, but for immediate use, Streamyards is definitely seems to be a preferable choice, especially for people like me who are very much, I guess you would call, boomers. It takes a long time for me to get a handle on new software and stuff. There's a very high learning curve for me. Things need to be spelled out. My hand needs to be held as I'm walking through the process of learning things. And as you can see, I'm able to use Streamyards right now, and I don't know anything about it. I just signed up a little while ago and just went on, just followed the basic directions, which are very good for me because I'm very basic. The simpler the directions, the better. So yeah, it seems to be working pretty well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite some people in here and see how that aspect of it works, because that's the one thing that I sort of dislike about streaming while I'm drawing traditionally. I can't invite any other people into the stream with me, and that can be good and bad, but in a lot of ways it gets. I'm not a natural. What's the term? Natural host, I guess you can say. It's hard for me to be entertaining just talking. You know, my entertainment value comes from me drawing things that you might like to see. It doesn't come from hearing me talk because I'm a pretty clumsy speaker. So having other people in the stream, especially people who can speak better than me, would be beneficial to my live streams, in addition to my drawing. But so I'm going to try to get some other people in the stream and try that out, and then I'm going to also be doing drawing as well. So yeah, so I guess my thing I have to learn now is how do you invite people into the stream? I'm going to try to figure that out right now. Live, you can watch me live, fumble over Streamyards, and make mistakes that the average person probably would not be making. So right now I guess let me show you where I am right now. Hopefully this won't ruin too many things. We'll see. I won't end up doxing myself or something. I don't know. I'm still learning this stuff, so we'll see. StreamYard. I'm wondering if I should show this, or if this will end up biting me in the butt. I'm gonna be cautious and not show it. I'm just gonna start pushing buttons and then see what happens. Let's see. Let me hit this button. Okay. All right. Don't allow right now. Close that. Hit this button. Hit this button. Hit this button. Invite. Oh, okay. I see an invite button. Hold on. I'll hit that. There we go. Got it. I figured it out. Oh, that's like magic. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, I'm Jason Robinson from Illustration by Design, if that hasn't said already. And if this is your first time here, please subscribe to my channel. Please give this live stream a thumbs up. And also, make sure to hit the bell for notifications of future videos. Hopefully they'll go smoother than this one, so you won't have to suffer through this every time you come and listen to me and watch me draw. But yeah, like I said, this is my first time using Screenyard, so you will have to suffer the agony of watching me boomer through this. All right, now I've copied the link. Now to send the link to people and see if they show up. Please hold. Let's see. Let me send it to a few people who are fairly interesting and see who magically appears. Yeah, you guys have any suggestions on who I should send this to? This link? If you do, put it in the chat. Let me know. We'll see. We'll see who shows up. I have some ideas, but what I find interesting and who the chat might find interesting are often, well, probably two very different things. So let's see. I'm going to try that person. Let me try this person. Let me try this person. And I'm reluctant, but oh, let me try this person. This is someone new for me, anyway. I don't think I've ever actually talked to this person before, so let's see. Let me try this person. Let me entertain. All right. Let's see. Got two people watching, so thankfully I'm not embarrassing myself too much in front of too many people. And one of those people watching is probably me, so I'm only embarrassing myself in front of one person. It's even better. Let's see. Doing my first Screenyard live stream and drawing. What am I drawing tonight? Oh, I know. I'll draw Doc Savage. Would you like to play a game? No. Okay. Would you like to make? Let's see here. I wish I could play some music in the background so that you guys aren't so bored by all the dead air. But let me try to figure out how to do that. If I can do it. I don't know. I'll hit that. See what happens. Oh, that's posted the link. I forgot. There we go. I posted the link. Okay. Well, we'll see if those people show up. And actually, let me ask someone else as well. chances are none of these people, or maybe even only one of them, will show up. So I'm not worried about it being too crowded. Oh, some people have showed up. Let's see. The art sir says, oh, Matt Kimball's here. Oh, yar. Hey, Matt Kimball, how you doing? It says, draw Bob Ross with a giant paintbrush on a flying unicorn. The art sir says, hurricane, not hurricane. Matt Kimball says, for what, StreamYard? Yes, I am using StreamYard for the first time, and I'm just trying it out, seeing how it works. I invited some people in, want to see, how well it works with other people, how well it works in terms of, drawing on the air live, and all that stuff. So just sampling it out right now. I'm trying to decide whether to use StreamYard or OBS, or both. I think, were you the one who mentioned that you can use both? You can use OBS with StreamYard or something along those lines. Matt Kimball says, oh, cool, man. Yeah, let me know if you want another. Okay, yeah. Actually, I'll send you a link as well, Matt. Matt's very good at talking on the fly. Let's see. Matt Kimball says, yeah, I use both OBS and Virtual Cam. Is that an arrow? OBS and Virtual Cam to StreamYard. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm pretty clueless about this stuff, so I'm just sort of still feeling it out myself. Let me see here. Matt Kimball, am I friends with you on Twitter? Am I? How would I send this link to you? Can you put your Twitter handle in the comments so I can look you up? If so, I will send you a link. And there's someone else I wanted to invite. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Oh, yes. Oh, there he is. Okay, bam. Oh. All right. Let me see here. All right. Let's see. Come on. Nope, that's not what I want. All right. See if I can find this person. There it is. Found them. See if I can send this without messing it up. Boom. Okay, got that far. Let's see, what else am I doing here? Damn it. I'm already messing up. Matt Campbell says he doesn't tweet. Oh, Luigi's here. Hey, good seeing you. He has none. Oh, Matt Kimball, no. I don't know how to send you a link then. All right. Oh, Pope Fire's here. Okay, let me see. I add Pope Fire. Pope Fire, can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Ah, dang it, it didn't work. Shoot, Pope Fire can't hear me. I failed again.
All right, I get it.
How you doing?
I'm playing Overwatch right now. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick though.
Thanks for sharing, Pope Fire. Thanks for sharing. Okay, cool. It works. I have two people in here, myself and the Pope Fire, who's currently indisposed at the moment. So she will be back though, and we'll see who else is able to show up. Let me see. All right. Let me try this again. All right. Copy. Close. Now paste. Now I'm probably going to end up really making this too busy if everyone shows up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm gonna open up, share my screen, show. Matt Kimball says you can drop it in my stream if you want. Luigi Lacy says, may I post a link to some music I made? As long as it's not vulgar and there's no cursing, yes, you may. So, I'm gonna try to share my screen, and I'm gonna start drawing some and see how that works on StreamYards. So let's see. Let me go back here. StreamYards. Share. How do you share screens? Share screen. Found it. Share screen. Dang it, that didn't work. Okay, let me try something else. I'll be right back. Please hold. I'm not going to end the broadcast. I'm gonna hit this button that says Leave Studio because I think I have to leave the studio in order to share the screen again. I think I screwed something up. Let's see. Oh, maybe I have to reload the page. Click the screen icon in your address bar to allow access. But what the? I don't know what that means. Your browser has blocked your screen. Click the screen icon in your, oh, I see. Is that it? Yes, 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 yes. Hit that. Share screen, close. Okay, 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 I found it. Okay, yeah, it worked. Okay. I'm really messing this up. Usually says, actually, there are no lyrics. Okay, that's fine then. Hope Fire says, I'm gonna grab a soda now. Yeah, Matt, I think I figured it out. Matt says I didn't have to leave studio to share the screen. Yeah, I had to click an icon in my browser window. Let me see if it works. Share screen. Share screen. Oh yeah, it works. Okay, cool. I puzzled it out. Let's see if I can find the right screen now. Yay, I found the right screen. Okay, allow. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, yay, it worked. Okay, cool. Now, all right, now what am I going to draw? I'm going to draw Doc Savage. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Doc Savage is. Doc Savage is sort of the prototype for modern superheroes. Yeah, he started, well, he in the shadow in a lot of ways, or prototypes for the modern superhero. They're Pulp Fiction characters from the 1930s. You know, the Shadow had a movie made in the 1990s starring Alec Baldwin, which was fairly good. Doc Savage had a movie made in the 1970s, like 1975, starred Ron Ely, who played Tarzan in the 1960s on a TV series. But Doc Savage is sort of a muscle super genius. The character was, I guess, was raised from birth by his father to be like a Superman, basically, and he was called the Superman in his novels, a modern day Superman. And he was also called the Man of Bronze because he had bronze skin. So a lot of the aspects of Doc Savage were actually taken, adopted, stolen by Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel, the guys who created Superman in the late 30s, because they read his novels. So you know, Doc Savage was called the Man of Bronze, and so Superman was called the Man of Steel. Let's see. Matt Kimball says it's pretty safe to drop an invite link publicly, by the way. Just because someone has a link doesn't mean they are in the stream. You select them manually. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Something's going on. Yeah, your link didn't show, Luigi. So, it's weird. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it in your Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, it's showing. Hold on, I'll show it right now. Got it. There it goes. It's in there. Apparently, I am backstage, says Booster Kiwi. I don't understand. Booster Kiwi is backstage. Oh my gosh, she's here. What the heck is this? Hold on. How did Booster Kiwi get this link? I didn't send it to him. Oh boy. Hey Booster, how you doing?
Hello, I made it.
You weren't invited.
I was invited. Oh, did she not get your permission to invite me?
She did not get my permission, but I'm glad you're here because you were very entertaining. So I'm sorry I didn't think of you before.
I'm okay, I guess.
Yeah, you make up for my bad speaking skills because you can cover that up. You can cover that with your drunken rambling. So
okay, I'll ramble. I'll make sure to ramble for you.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna try drawing Doc Savage, and yeah, I always wanted to they're always talking about The Rock making a movie based on him, and to my mind they're never gonna make it because they've been talking about that for like the last decade. So I figured it'd be better just to make like an animated TV series with him. That'd be cheaper too.
Today, Booster and I are a package deal.
Oh, okay, cool. So
absolutely, it's a 2-for-1 deal. You don't have to pay extra, but you can't have a separate.
So full fire.
Or else she'll start crying and she'll start smashing things. You don't want to see it.
Yeah, so you really don't.
Yeah.
Full fire said yes. Full fire said yes. Is there an announcement that you're making right now?
Me?
Is it?
I am starting a comic book with Raggedy Man.
Who's that?
The Red Hood in our group.
And I will be the lead artist.
Yes, Booster's doing a variant cover, and it's super serious, not at all fake.
And I'm doing sequentials of the whole comic. It's going to be lettered by me. The whole thing, yeah.
And is this an Ezra Miller focused comic book?
Absolutely. It's going to be the misadventures of Ezra Miller and his sidekick Booster Kiwi.
Oh wow, awesome!
Yeah,
fantastic. You need to have Matthew Weldon do a variant cover.
Oh no, his art's not good enough to be on my book.
You have to be very selective about who you have draw, Ezra Miller for you. So I don't blame you.
Oh no, he's bloody brilliant. Oh, Matthew Weldon, and I can't believe he drew an Ezra Miller for me. That was incredible.
That was awesome. I love that. It was so funny.
That was hilarious.
Actually, it's called Relentless.
Relentless.
Yeah.
What's it
about? Can't say the one. It's about 3 different heroes, like a kind of a team of heroes that each have different immortality abilities. The only problem is each ability comes at a cost that's usually very painful, and really, it's not a power you want.
Now, what do you mean by immortality abilities?
They can't die.
Right, but outside of just not dying, I mean, they all have the same powers.
No.
Or?
Well, they all have different abilities of immortality. Holy hell! I thought we were still in waiting.
No, we're not.
So while one hero has the ability to not die, he doesn't have a super healing factor, so he's just heals at a normal rate.
Ooh, ouch. Okay.
Yeah. You have one that has kind of like a healing fire. The only problem is it's fire, and it's going to hurt you. And it's extremely painful to use because that character has to hurt themselves to cast it. Then you have one that has nanobytes inside his body. And every time he gets injured, just in the slightest way, he loses a small part of his humanity because the nanobytes are very quickly like fixing his body and stuff. So even a paper cut becomes something that's terrifying for him.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Cool. You said that now what are you doing? You're writing it?
I'm co-writing it. I don't think anybody wants me to actually write a comic. It would just be awful. Like, we have an editor already, so for people that are like, Pokefire doesn't know, like, Pokefire, no. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting because we've had so many people already offer a bit of help. Like The first card we did, Gary Shipman saw it and added some stuff to it. We've got most of the designs down, and we're gonna make it a webcomic.
Okay,
Get over
cool.
here, you freaking 76. Sorry, we're playing Overwatch.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not very good at multitasking, so I have to focus on one thing at a time.
I got stunned out of my ult. That's not right.
Oops, hold on one second. Let me check. Yeah, I didn't even realize that Booster was in the waiting room. Now, I wish they need to have some sort of like, they have some sort of audio signal to let you know if someone shows up. Really? Okay.
That like if I just sat there and spam the message ping to you? Will that do it?
Probably not. You probably have to say something because I'm pretty dense, so I probably just think it was something wrong with my headphones. Ethereal Dragon's here, and he says, Pope Fire, why can't your character not heal Speedy's body with the fire?
Because once the nanobytes have already taken control of that area, there's no getting it back. Like, it is completely robotic, that area.
Now, when is this comic? When do you plan on having it posted online?
2022.
No, not that far. But we are gonna do, because we're not. It's fans
in a planning
comics.
stage.
Yeah. So right now we just wanted to get it out because we're excited for it, and I could not hold it in anymore. It's like, guys, look what we're planning.
Cool. That's awesome. Very good. And I had another question, but I forgot what it was. I'm getting old. That's very cool, though. So it's you and who are the other people working on it?
Raggedy. Well, first off, I should probably say we have a lot of people that have already helped us out a lot. Like, we have a few artists that are doing some posters in it, because we want this, like, we want it to be filled with Easter eggs. So a handful of artists, when they found out we were doing it, offered to do some posters filled with different cameos of different heroes from different indie projects. But yeah, we've got the main people are me, Speedy Dead Boy, and Raggedy. Raggedy will be the main writer. Raggedy will also be the artist, and then
cool. Very good.
Speedy is our editor, and Speedy actually knows what he's like. Speedy's very professional about that stuff, so I trust him with the editing of the comic.
Fantastic. Oh, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. Actually, if you would like to do a poster, I would love that. Have a little Jiminy Cricket poster in there.
Okay, well, send me the information about it. I have no idea what these characters look like, or.
Oh well, essentially, what the posters are is it's just people, because they're pretty much just like posters for movies or like video games. We posted one up that's called Hero Watch, and it's featured that artist's favorite indie comic as well as their main character, and plus one of our close friends, Skinny Ninja. So if you just want to do like a movie poster based around like a character that you have or something like that, that'd be totally cool. Or not. Oh, that's an ugly Genji skin. Why would you wear that?
Yes.
That's like the worst. Like, Genji has so many cool skins, and you wear that one?
Here's one. It's like poo brown. It's pretty gross.
Yeah.
You can't see what you're talking about.
Sorry. I got distracted.
Like, what are they talking about?
But yeah, it's super exciting. We have Image Incorporated did Hero Watch. Then Eortiz is doing a poster. Shabby is doing kind of a DC Universe Online poster, kind of like a parody of it. So that's gonna be kind of cool. And I'm really excited to see kind of what everybody puts together, because it's gonna be pretty packed with Easter eggs and stuff that we enjoy in it. So I'm really excited to share it with everybody.
Yeah. How soon do you think we'll be able to see some of it? Even if it's just some of the things that people are doing, or the posters people are doing for it.
For like, okay, so we've already shown the characters and stuff. We do have like the main cast on Twitter. I even you weren't awake when I did the last live stream, but we showed the characters on that. My favorite character has to be Hassett, the human cat. He's totally adorable.
Is there a link where can you post a link where we can see it?
Well, I'm playing Overwatch.
You're chatting up your comic, and now when someone asks if you can post a link to help promote it, you say, I'm playing Overwatch.
Eternal has the link. But we've already got some fan art for it, so that's kind of cool.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's let me post it. Well, I don't have YouTube open. Damn it! Are we on defense
you're an awful promoter. We're attacked.
That's terrible. Booster, you have to help her. You have to help her promote this thing.
I don't know where her stuff is. I ain't part of this.
Terrible. Well, you said the Ethereal Dragon has a link for it?
I have
She got it. She figured it out. No one panic.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Those aren't all the characters we have done yet, but we're holding off on showing the main villain, and also some of the other characters.
That's okay. Just show.
I am Winston, and I don't have heals. Who's the healer? Dang it! Our Lucio speed boosted when we needed healing.
I'm not gonna live argue people on Overwatch, eh?
No. He's one of our healers. Our other hero is a Baptiste who's over there fighting a Tracer. No.
All right.
You need to go get your butt on healing and stay on it. It's not difficult.
All right. Let me share some of this stuff so you guys can see it. Hold on. Share screen. Find it. Let's see. Where is it?
Oh, right. I'm using the Night Star you drew for me as my icon. I totally forgot.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. If anyone else wants
if anybody else wants a commission, he's really fast.
Please contact me.
God, if I could get a heal, I would be so happy.
Where is... I don't want the entire screen, though. I'm trying to find that... Staedtler. I'm just going to do the entire screen. I don't care. Staedtler. All right, entire screen. Allow. All right. Do you see this?
Yep. I can see
that is.
What is
the
boy?
Maquette.
And he is the goodest boy.
Yes, he is the best boy. What he does is he has the abilities of one single man. Because he was bitten by a radioactive man.
Okay. So is he as smart as a person?
Yeah.
Okay. But he's still a cat.
Yes, but he's still a cat.
He has all of the abilities of a man and the cuteness of a pretty cat.
So is he a wereman then?
No, he's just a cat with the strength of a human.
Okay.
You trying to get yourself banned again?
They weren't healing. Were you not? You were the second tank. You can tell me they weren't. No, tell me they were healing. Lie to my face and tell me they were healing.
Oh no.
All right, who's this?
Who's that? That is Dead Boy, and it's B0O. He's the one with the cybernetic abilities. Now, there's a mistake here. He's supposed to be wearing gloves, but this was just the first design because so the part of your body that gets injured the most is your hands, feet, and face. So his hands at this point should be completely robotic. But this is just the like the first design, so we're still in the designing phase, and probably what we're gonna add for him is just some gloves. But he, every time he gets injured, the nanobytes inside his body repair that part of his body with robotic parts, which means he's slowly losing his humanity. And his is particularly interesting because with him and with Poke Fire's ability of the healing fire, it pretty much is a race against the clock.
Okay. So each of these sort of light blue color scars are nanobytes.
Yes.
That have repaired those areas.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay. This one is, I assume, you.
Yes.
Okay. And what happened to your foot? Ouch.
I'm wearing shape ups.
Oh yeah, that foot's facing the wrong way. Oh no.
Well, no, I think we're having to redesign her as well because the hair, like she's supposed to have gold eyes. But there was a small mini mistake. But it's pretty much with her abilities, she has this healing fire, but she can only use it because it's part of her, it comes from her blood. So in order to heal, she has to actually hurt herself, which is what the staff is for.
So she's a masochist.
Yeah, I guess you could say so. But with her I kind of like her personality because she's always happy to the point where it actually comes off quite annoying because you can't tell if she's just making fun of you. But she's just trying to be happy all the time. And it kind of annoys Raggedy's character, Raggedy Man, because he's kind of the dark, brooding one. Yeah, and then Pope Fire's the really energetic, happy one. And then Dead Boy is just the normal guy that's trying to make sense out of everything. But with her abilities, I kind of like the healing fire because essentially what we wanted was for each ability of immortality to come at a cost and it to be very painful. So with hers, she's always wanting to help her friends at the cost of her own pain. The only problem is she does it when she doesn't need to. So with Raggedy, he could stub his toe, and she's like, "Don't worry, I'll heal you," and it's extremely painful because she's healing you with fire. Yeah. And you're still getting burnt by it. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she interacts with her other teammates and kind of how it all kind of works out in the end. Where's that widow?
Yeah. Okay. And who's this? That's Raggedy Man. Bam.
Yes, that's Raggedy Man.
That's right there. Cool. All right. At least this one has a story. An orphan who grew up on the streets, Jackson's life ended suddenly when he was struck and killed by a vehicle driven by the sword. This trauma triggered the latent powers within him, and he returned to life bruised and beaten. The sword. And who is the sword? Is that the villain?
No. Actually, okay. So, Raggedy's character was originally a sidekick for a hero called Sword, who kind of tormented him.
Okay.
He kind of thinks of his. Oh, that was a roll-time shield. He kind of thinks as his sidekicks is that just shields. That's why they're called, because it's called Sword and Shield. And with Raggedy, he was the perfect sidekick because he could not die. So he really abused poor little Jackson. Until Jackson finally just got enough of it and kind of just went on his own.
Yeah. Huh. That's kind of cool. I like that story. The next spin on Batman and Robin.
It's going to be, well, we had a lot of fun writing these characters if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, it's cool. No, it's very cool. You need to. I knew nothing about this book or this webcomic guys are planning. So,
we just announced it yesterday.
Yeah. You need to promote this more because it sounds.
I will. I'll promote it more when we have more to offer.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I mean, especially Raggedy Man. And if you can make if you haven't already, you should make more of these sort of baseball cards breaking down.
We will. Raggedy's was actually the first one we made. The other ones are still like not completely designed yet, if you know what I mean.
Right.
What we were trying to do was just get their costumes done because I was really annoying Raggedy. I was like, can we announce it yet? Can we announce it yet? And he's like, poke fire, just wait. And then I finally was just like, okay, we should do it Labor Day. And he's like, all right, whatever. So with those, we are planning more cards. It's just gonna be a bit, but we are gonna promote it a lot more when we get the opportunity. Oh god, dang it! Cool. I am having such a hard time with my hammer down.
Okay, very cool. Let me stop sharing. That gets a little confusing. All right, let me get back here. Back. Would allow. Good. Cool.
Yes, the nanobots heal like every part of his body, and it starts from like the inside out. So let's say if he happens to have like a heart attack, the nanobites will kind of surround his heart and kind of repair his heart.
Cool.
The only problem is do you really want to like? He also kind of has to worry because he doesn't know if he's going to become a robot or if he's gonna just stay human just with a robot body.
Right. Yeah. Now, with Raggedy Man, what are the downsides of his immortality?
He doesn't have a healing factor. So
he heals at a normal rate. So if you break the bone, it still takes him like 3 months to heal.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay, what if he literally gets decapitated though? What if like a limb comes off?
He can reattach it. The only problem is, I mean, that's essentially the point of poke fire's ability with the healing.
Has to like sew it back on. Ugh.
Yeah, and then have it kind of repair very, very slowly, or have poke fire heal it.
What if his eye comes out?
Then he grows a new eye, just very slowly.
How long does it take to grow an eye?
I have no idea. Well, I honestly haven't gone through.
They don't grow back.
With Raggedy, they do like he can regrow things. It's just a very slow and painful process.
Okay, cool. I was trying to find loopholes in his powers. I always like to try to find, like, if I was a supervillain, I'd try to figure out a way to kill him. I figured.
Well, there's going to be a lot of death.
But not with them because they're immortal.
Well, essentially, what the villain is doing, because the world that we have our heroes in, is just overrun with heroes and villains to the point where our heroes never have to do anything, because their powers are kind of lame in comparison to some others. And when a villain steps up, it's actually killing a lot of the heroes. Our team is kind of the only ones that can step in and stop him. The only problem is he's a very powerful villain. And they really, they die, or quote unquote, they die a lot to him, or I should say lose, because they can't really die.
Right. Now, is he immortal, the villain?
No.
Okay, cool. That's good.
He is just really good at killing people. Think a Deathstroke, but with kind of like mental instability. Yeah. Because I don't want to give away like too much about him, because that is kind of part of the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've already got like a whole bunch of heroes designed. We've got a lot of cool powers for these guys, and it's gonna be really funny. Because it's pretty much a love letter to the comics that we read, and the comics that we enjoyed, and the heroes that we love.
Right. Yeah.
While also kind of poking fun at some of those aspects of those heroes as well.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Ethereal Dragon asks, when you weight train, you tear a muscle. So do the nanobots heal the muscles?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
the nanobots heal everything. Like the smallest injury becomes like it's something that they're going to heal up.
They're basically mechanical steroids.
Essentially.
They get you buff really fast. So.
Well, I don't think it'll have. I don't know if it'll do that. Honestly, I haven't, like, you guys are asking questions that I didn't even really think of yet, so I'll have to discuss these with Raggedy. Well, we're still in the designing stage.
That's how you get attention to detail, That's how you get all the bumps sorted out. It's discussing all this
exactly.
Stuff.
Because you don't notice all these things by yourself, so it's nice to have other people kind of be like, okay, but what if this happens? It's like, okay, that's something to keep in mind. Yeah.
Yeah. What if you rip an eye out? What happens then? Ooh, yeah, what happens?
Oh, he does have. Okay, so I don't know from the design that I drew. It seems that he already has a robotic eye. The nanobytes have completely like repaired one of his eyes,
Right.
but that may
Yeah.
change because my design, like you could tell from looking at the pictures, like the design that was like the little picture was my design, and then Raggedy kind of drew that and kind of changed it to the way that would make it look better. Stale fish. That's nice. That's a nice name. Sorry. But from the design I drew, like we kind of already know, like if he loses like a part of, like he gets his eye cut or something, it's going to change and become a robotic. Now his is going to be actually really fun for Raggedy, because he'll be updating constantly, and essentially I think Dead Boy and Pope Fire's abilities are probably the most like the funnest for like the most equal to each other, because you know she kind of has to heal him in a race against the clock so he doesn't lose his humanity, but at the same time, you know, it's kind of like the do you even know if you will lose your humanity or if you're just gonna get another skin.
Right.
And it just depends.
Yeah. Is he gonna turn into a Battle Angel Alita at some point?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very exciting. Yeah. So is this the first comic you've really worked on?
Yes, I honestly I never even wanted to do a comic until I started doing stuff with the Outlaws, and then one day we got together and we were talking about like cool ideas we had, and that's when this kind of came up, and we were like, oh, let's do this. Like I think we can do it, and you know,
that's awesome.
None of us are really interested in like the money aspect, which is why we're doing webtoon. We just want to make a comic, and we want to make other people happy with it, you know.
Good. That's the main reason why you should make a comic, you know. Well, maybe not the main reason, but it's an important reason. having fun and making great entertainment for other people.
Well, you know, I'm really happy with what we have so far, and I'm really excited to show everybody like all our heroes. And I need to stop saying like, and show everybody that we've came up with, because there's one hero that's skin when he touches shadow, like he turns completely invisible. So I'm really excited to do that guy as well. And a lot of these heroes, like we're kind of making fun of some of our friends with them in a loving sort of way. Like we have a hero called Song, who has the ability to sing. She has the ability to sing and cause water to like move while she sings. And she gets killed off and gets replaced by a minority woman. Because Ginger Suez or Ginger, the
Ginger Apocalypse.
Yep. So it's gonna be pretty funny.
So cool.
And a lot of these, some of these heroes are actually based around, you know, some of my friends, like some of the way that they look and stuff.
Yes, I eagerly await a Dina Israel character.
A what?
Dina Israel.
Oh no, I don't think I have permission from her to make one.
That'd be the most fun one. She'd be the crazy one.
No, I don't think she'd feel comfortable in a comic.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay.
But I can put you in, and I can give you the ability of like jumping really high, and then you end up jumping to your death.
Oh no. I have to get better insurance.
Well, essentially, what we're wanting is every power has a drawback. You know, where it's not like unlimited power with no consequences. Like I want it to be every ability. There's something wrong with it that makes it to where it's like, okay, maybe it's not that great of a power to have, while still being, you know, upbeat and not like, because we don't want to destruct heroes. There's enough of that going on. We just want to make it to where every hero feels balanced and not so much like there's one Superman and I'm not trashing Superman because I really like Superman, but you know, like where one hero does everything, so there's really not a reason for all these other heroes.
Yeah.
But that's just us. Do we have any say with our characters? Well, essentially, because a lot of the people that have Because okay, we've gotten permission to use certain characters for like Easter eggs and cameos. We have permission to use Skunk Girl and Sporkman for a poster. We had permission from Niobe Comics to use her on the Hero Watch poster, and then yeah, it's super exciting. But we're not really planning on like getting people's like OCs and stuff. We're just unless we put them on like the poster. For like an Easter egg or small cameo.
Yeah.
Oh god dang, this is like we cannot get past them. Man Bear Pig. Oh, his name is Man Bear Pig. Good job, Bumblebee. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it. Don't die, Booster. Don't die, Booster.
Matt Kimball asked, would the nanobites heal mental illness?
Physical. It heals physical properties, I'd imagine,
heals,
right?
Yeah, it heals physical properties. So
aren't some mental illnesses physical in nature?
Yes, if it is a physical mental illness, it will.
You're getting too deep with this.
Yeah, but if it's emotional, he is very much.
Trying to think of what else. What else can it heal? Would it heal flat feet? What about body odor? The people with nanobites, can they stink? Do they have Would it smell
only if like, I mean, there's a few exceptions. Like I guess like if he has a pimple and he like scratches it, the nanobites would probably heal that. Because it's just if it breaks the skin. Huh?
Would he get a pimple in the first place?
I'd imagine that he still gets pimples.
Then they're not doing their job. Fire the nanobites.
Because there are going to be a few nanobites on his face, and I imagine that some of them come from being a teenager.
Oh man, that'd be terrible.
So you're telling me he's got nanobite zits? That's
Yeah, exactly. It's really bad acne. He constantly has like little worms like crawling around his face to fix the acne. That'd be horrible. Very, very embarrassing.
Well, like I said earlier, every power comes, like, immortality comes at a price. And unfortunately, our heroes have to pay the price a little bit more than other heroes. God dang, there's no way we were winning this.
Let's see. Matt Kimball says, what about Superfluous Power Man? Has the power to replicate a nearby person's power, but at half power. That'd be cool.
That is really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Matt because he has some cool ideas.
Yeah, if you stand next to Superman, I wouldn't mind having half of Superman's power.
Yeah.
You'd still be stronger than like 99% of the people on the planet.
He could take Huma Cat's powers and be as strong as half of a man.
Luigi asked, what program do you use to draw? Right now I'm using Photoshop to draw this image of Doc Savage. So Matt Kimball asked, what are you playing? What are you guys playing? You guys are playing Overwatch?
Yeah, we're playing Overwatch.
No.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
Just not very well.
No, we won most of our games. I think I'm a bit distracted. I'm gonna leave Overwatch for a bit though, because my hands are kind of hurting. Yeah, I'm trying to build a 24/7 artist hangout here on YouTube. Come visit sometime. Play my game. This looks like.
You guys play a lot?
Like, I play a lot.
Okay.
I play too much.
What about you, Booster? You just go along with her?
I just do what I'm told, so she'll stop hitting me.
This kind of looks like the Justice League cartoon, kind of like the build of the Justice League cartoon men.
Are you talking about what I'm drawing right now?
Yeah, like Bruce Timm. Style.
Yeah, it is, because like I said, I mentioned earlier, I always wanted to see Doc Savage as a cartoon because I don't really think he'll work in live action. It's just too. At least for me, they'll never get the right person to play the role because the guy's like supposed to be like 6'8" or something. He's supposed to be huge, you know. And they're never going to get an actor who's that big and who fits the role properly. So I figure it's just better just to make a cartoon based on him, and then just do, that way you'll have all the cool stuff in the books. You won't have to worry about big special effects stuff. You just draw it all. So this is my version of what he might look like in cartoon form. So. And Bruce Timm has a very cool style. I mean, it's very simple, very.
I wish they'd bring Bruce Timm back. I kind of miss his animated stuff.
I kind of do too, but at the same time, did you see that really? Well, I won't. Okay, it was really bad. That Batman Harley Quinn cartoon that Bruce Timm did.
I kind of liked it. Oh, the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Movie?
The movie. Yeah, that's.
Movie,
Batman and Harley Quinn. I liked it.
I thought it was so bad. Because, I mean, everything from the stupid song and dance numbers they had to oh, are you killing me?
No, okay, come on, Hanging on the Telephone. That is a classic. How can you not like that?
The song.
And I'm sorry, but Tara Strong is a terrible Harley Quinn, and the fact that they got somebody else to play Harley Quinn was so refreshing because I'm so sick of Tara Strong. It sounds like Timmy Turner all the time.
They got the girl from what was that? What's that comedy show?
The Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the doer. It was just.
I thought she was great. I thought she was a lot better than Tara Strong. I'm so sick of Tara Strong.
And then the ending. The ending had. It was. I can't even describe how bad it was. It was so bad with Swamp Thing, and then at the end, like Harley Quinn and Batman and Robin, and the kissing. It was just weird. It was weird.
It was a very weird, abrupt ending.
It was a weird, abrupt ending. It was like, that's it. It didn't make any sense.
But you know who they confirmed in that universe, though, right?
Who they what?
Who they confirmed in Batman and Harley Quinn?
Who they confirmed? Who did they confirm? I don't know what that means.
Did you watch the waitress scene?
The waitress scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, did you notice that there was
one of the waitresses were dressed as Starfire, so Starfire exists in that universe, therefore it's a good movie.
Oh gosh. Oh, stop it. Hopefire.
That's not the only reason I like the movie. It was just really nice to see that Starfire existed.
I now understand why Hopefire liked this movie. Okay, we got it.
No, it's not the only reason that I like the movie.
Only reason.
It's just it's nice to see that Starfire existed.
Yes, it's very nice to know that Starfire existed in this horrible Batman universe that this movie was filmed in. Yeah, it was outside of Starfire being confirmed. It was a bad movie, especially with Bruce Timm, because Bruce Timm, I mean, with all the stuff he created before, the whole animated Batman series, the animated Superman series, Justice League, after all that, he made this. I was like, what happened?
I figured out how to share my screen.
Can you share your screen? Are you able to?
Yeah. I thought it says that I am, but.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me add it to the stream.
Okay, there we go.
Man.
Look at that perfection. Look at that. Pure beauty, pure perfection.
It's a beautiful drawing.
Why does she have pupils?
Because this is just a waitress dressed as Starfire.
Yeah.
She should have gone the whole route, little lenses and everything.
Hopefire, where are her pants?
This is Starfire don't wear no pants.
Exactly. Starfire don't wear no pants.
what a harlot.
Oh, I'm mad at you, Jason.
Uh-oh.
Why? What'd I do?
Because I hit 568 today, and then I look on your subs, and you're at 368. Do you always have to be 100 behind me? Like, can't you let me get a little leeway?
It's 200. It's 200.
Oh, she was at 468.
No, I'm at 468. Sorry.
Okay, 468. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so mad at that because I'm sitting here like, why are you always 100? Like, you don't let me have any leeway.
How do you think I feel? I'm 100 behind you. So everyone, please help me to catch up and beat Popefire in sub count. Everyone, go out, share this video, thumb this video up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I need to beat Popefire in a number of subs because right now she's crushing me. It's very embarrassing. I can't sleep at night knowing that Popefire is so far ahead of me. It's very sad. So. Let's see. Hey, Arthur Reed's here. How you doing?
I actually have not ate yet, so I realized that it's 9:30 and I haven't even had lunch, so I'm kind of hungry.
No, you should go do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some dinner.
Go feed your face.
Hopefully, if you're still on, I'll come on later. If not, I may be playing WoW with the boys. See you later, dude.
I'll still be drawing. So, she's gone.
Yeah, she does that. I guess that means I have to awkwardly help myself out as well. So
you may leave if you like. You're welcome to stay though. It's up to you.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, you're free to go.
Okay, bye.
And that was Booster Gold and Booster Kiwi and Popefire. How you doing, RV? Good seeing you. Matt Kimball says, play my game if you enjoy abuse. Yeah, I was playing it again last night, Matt. It was very stressful, but fun. It was a lot of seriously. Your game was a lot of fun. What's the name of your game again? If you're still here, Matt, I'm trying to remember. Wait, I think I made a bookmark of it because I wanted to go back and play it again. Matt Kimball has this really cool shooting game that is he has online. It's not finished. It's not completely finished yet. But I thought I was playing it last night, and it was just like, wow, this game's really, really good. The graphics are cool, and it's kind of addictive. But I thought I posted I thought I put a bookmark on it. I can't find it now, of course. So of course I will never find it again. Hold on, let me look at my history. Close tabs. Oh, dagnabbit. I'm never gonna remember it. Well, if I remember, I'll post it in the chat. You guys can enjoy it as well. But yeah, it was a really cool game, and hopefully I'll be able to remember it. But anyway, let me continue with this drawing of Doc Savage. Like I said before, I always wanted to see another live action movie with its character, but they first they talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger playing him, then they talked about The Rock in recent years playing him. I always thought that what's his name, Chris Hemsworth, who plays Thor in the Marvel movies, would be a good Doc Savage. He has the right look for the character, as opposed to either Arnold or The Rock. But I don't know. Like I said, I doubt if he's ever going to be brought to live action again because it's. I think he would be a great character to bring to live action, but I think they would try to change too much with him. The character's set in the 30s, and he works best in that setting. If they brought him to the modern day, they would try to change so much with the character to make him politically correct and try to quote unquote diversify him that they would basically ruin the character. They might as well not even do him. So it's probably better if they just left the character in their 30s. And also he has five guys he works with, 5 friends that who are experts in various fields who work with him. And I know if they brought the characters into the present, they would definitely try to at least you know, change either race swap or even gender swap some of those characters in order to make it more palatable to certain people. So people who aren't fans of the character, of course, but you know, they'd ruin him. So probably the safest thing would just be to keep him in the 30s and to make him into an animated series. I think that'd be awesome if they did. So this is my idea of what he might look like as an animated character, basically. Hey, Eric Hawkins, how you doing? Cross Comics is here too. Hey, how you doing? Good seeing you. Eric Hawkins says, hey, what's happening? Well, I'm drawing an animated version of Doc Savage for my fictional Doc Savage cartoon series, which I'm not making. But well, I always had some interest in seeing being done. So I don't know. Maybe one day someone will do it. Maybe someday someone will make a Doc Savage animated TV series. That'd be very cool. And Doc Savage has, I guess, what was the precursor to Batman's utility belt, except Doc Savage's utility belt was an actual vest that he wore when he went into action. Whenever he went on various missions or whatever, he wore a bulletproof vest that was covered with pockets filled with various gadgets and equipment and chemicals, everything that Batman carries in his utility belt. Doc Savage had a vest that did the exact same thing. So basically, it's just covered with pouches, filled with everything from like acid pills to you know, grappling hooks, you know, batarangs, whatever. So that is what I'm sort of sketching out here. Just covering him up with various things that he would use on missions. Eric Hawkins says, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Oh, thanks. I really wanted to make like a sort of turnarounds of the character, you know, from different angles and stuff, and more importantly, drawing. I guess they're called turnarounds as well of his 5 I guess companions, co-workers, whatever you want to call them, his fabulous 5, 5 guys that he works with, that he met during World War I when they were fighting in the trenches. So because they're all, the Doc Savage, like I said before, is a character who's supposed to be like 6'4". I mean, sorry, 6'8" rather. He's a huge guy. So you know, if this is Doc, and this is the height, you know, he's at this height here, like 6'8", you know, then all of his co-workers would have to be obviously smaller or larger, depending on how big they are. Let me see here. So I want to set up some sort of like a height graph so I get them somewhat accurate in terms of their heights. Let's see, select all, T, wow, there we go. This is gonna fit them on here now. Let me move them over to the side, like that. What? There you go. And we'll start erasing stuff. Doc, there we go. And let me make a new layer so I can actually deselect. There we go. That's Doc's height right there. and this is the ground. Like that. All right, now this is Doc's height of 6'8". 6 feet, 8 inches. Okay, now let me add some height to this. Canvas size, height, 11 and a half. 11 and a half. Let me do that. Canvas size. There we go. 11 and a half. Yep, did it wrong. One more time. Third time's the charm. 11 and a half. Yay, it worked. All right, that's 6'8". Let's say this is 7 feet. Additional 4 inches. That's 7. All right. Halfway point is what? Between 6'8" and the ground. It's what, here? So that would be what? That'd be 3'4", right? 3'4" is there. Halfway that is, what is that? That's 1.5. Which is 1 foot 6 inches plus 2 inches. 1 foot 8? I don't know. let's see. Let's try something simpler. All right. 6'8". Say this is 6 feet. Would that be 6 feet? 7? That wouldn't be 6 feet. 7 to 0. So you need to break down this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. That'd be more. The 6. All right. This is my eyeballing math here. That's 1 foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if this will work. 6. It's a little too short. 7. A little short. So it would need to be a little longer. The 6 would be probably there. Select. I'm going to guess 6 is like that. That. Matt Kimball is chatting with Bullet and Cross Comics. Cool. That's good. Hey, people are watching. Oh, awesome. Very cool. Yeah, if you haven't already, please give this live stream a thumbs up. I know this might be a little boring, but I don't know. I'm having fun drawing Doc Savage. And yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. Like the live stream said, this is sort of like the Hurricane Dorian sort of survival live stream, drawing live stream. Hurricane Dorian has passed us by here in South Florida, so we are very grateful, very fortunate that it's heading north and offshore, which is even better. It doesn't seem to be really in danger of hitting land here in the United States, at least until later on in the week, when it's going to be quite a bit weakened. I think it'll be Category 1, possibly, by the time it actually reaches landfall, which isn't that bad as far as hurricanes go. So, actually, let me check to see where it is. Let's see, Weather Channel, because I haven't really looked at it that much at all lately. It is, wow, okay. Well, I mean, we've had some rain and stuff over the past day. It's Category 2 now. Wow. Okay, that's even better. Its wind speed is at actually, let me share a screen so you guys can see. Share screen. Oh, this it. How do you again, I'm having trouble figuring out which. I'll share the entire screen. Sorry. Wow. Yeah. It's Hurricane Dorian right now here. And yeah, here it says Category 2. So wind speed 110 miles per hour. Northwest at 6 miles per hour. Let's see what the, yeah. So yeah, so hopefully it will continue to lose strength as it heads north, and there will be as little damage as possible once it when it eventually hits landfall here in the United States. I know the Bahamas got smacked hard by it, which is very unfortunate. A lot of the video is pretty disturbing, but yeah, we're very fortunate that it sort of it's been losing steam and it's heading north. So, you know, hopefully it'll just continue to weaken as over the next coming days. So let's see. Sharing, share screen, and is that? Oh, here we go. That's it. That's what I want. Eric Hawkins says, yeah, 13,000 homes flattened in the Bahamas. Yeah, no, it's pretty bad. I mean, the worst part was that it's Category 5, and it was moving at 1 mile per hour while it was over the Bahamas. I mean, that's just like a endless. It's like it's like when a hurricane is going that slow and it's that strong, it's just like an endless lawnmower just going over the same patch of ground over and over and over again. I mean, it's just endless destruction. So, yeah, I mean, what can anyone do in that situation? It's like, it's bad. Matt Kimball says, I still don't have a Facebook either. Matt, you're funny. Matt is cool because he doesn't have Facebook or Twitter, but he's still online. To me, that's kind of cool. I like that. Theodore Drink says, I insulted Mark Guggenheim on Twitter. who's Mark Guggenheim? I'm a little out of the loop. Huh. Nakamo says, yeah, YouTube is preserved without link sharing. Yeah, it is. They're very possessive about allowing people to show links and stuff. It's kind of a pain. I find it very annoying. But anyway, let me get back to drawing Doc Savage while you guys converse. All right, that's 6 feet, I'm guessing. This is 5 feet. This is 4. Whoops. Ah, man, I messed up. All right. This is 4 feet. This is 3 feet. This is, wait, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ah, dang it. 1. I messed up again. All right, at least this gives me a rough idea of height. All right. So let me move all these up like this. That will be a rough guesstimate of heights here. All right, this is 6 feet. Six. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rough. Very good. All right, now all of Doc's friends are at various heights. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Actually. If he's 6'8", this halfway mark here, this would be 6 foot. Oops, sorry. This would be 6'6" here. That's halfway mark. The 6'8" would be a little higher. Sorry, I'm like this is a sad thing about me. I tend to get real fussy and nerdy about things like character heights and stuff when it comes to comic books and you know, things like that. When they describe characters in fiction, I kind of take it as gospel in a lot of ways, and so I start getting real persnickety when I see those characters drawn and they're not at the right height or they don't match the descriptions that were given in the books. It really kind of annoys me. Like when what's his name? The new guy who plays James Bond, the current guy, Daniel Craig. When they hired Daniel Craig to play James Bond, it annoyed me so much that the guy was blonde that it still annoys me. you know, because James Bond, the literary character, isn't blonde, so it, you know, it set off my OCD, and I don't really have OCD. I'm just fussy as heck when it comes to this stuff. So so you know, and the same thing with Wolverine when they hired Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine. Wolverine's 5'3" in the comics. Hugh Jackman is a whole foot taller than that. I think he's either 6'2" or yeah, exactly, blonde, James Blonde, exactly. Um, you know, Hugh Jackman is 6'2" or 6'3", so I I eventually got over it to a certain point, but even still, I want to see if they hire someone to play Wolverine again in future movies. I want him to be short. I want to see a comic accurate Wolverine. I don't want to see another Abercrombie and Fitch model, walking around playing Wolverine. Wolverine is not supposed to be, a handsome, tall guy. He's supposed to be a short, kind of ugly looking shrimp, who, despite that, is still really attractive to women and will still slice you up like rotten meat if you tick him off. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Eric Hawkins, when Hugh Jackman played Wolverine, it did drive me nuts. Yes. Matt Kimball says, do you want the exact pixel height of 1 foot if you're drawing is 6'8"? I won't go that far. I won't get that picky, but at least in terms of eyeballing it, I want my eyeball to, oh my gosh, Eagle 43 is here. Hail Doc Savage. Yeah. Eagle 43, I think I sent you a link if you wanna come in. Eagle 43 is another guy who is like a big Pulp Fiction fan. So he knows all about Doc Savage and stuff. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, man, I'm not that worried about it right now. I'm just sort of sketching. So Eagle 43 says I keep missing high noon. I don't know what that means. Yeah. So let me. Okay, here we go. Let me change this here so I can raise it up to, get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. All right, let me move this up like that. All right, that's 6'8" now. All right, there we go. Good. Okay, that's Doc Savage. Now his companions, his friends, his buddies, his war brothers. Eagle 43, you'll probably know. How tall is Rennie Renwick? Right? Okay, Doc has 5 friends. He has Rennie, he has Ham, he has Monk, and he has Long Tom and Johnny. Rennie is a big guy like Doc Savage. He's over 6 feet tall, but I'm not sure how tall he is. I think he's shorter than Doc. I think he's like 6'4" or 6'5". He's shorter than Doc. So Rennie, I'll put here. I'm just going to put him here. All right. 6'4". That's Rennie. Ham is 6 feet tall. The other guy. So Ham is here. Okay. So Rennie. Rennie. Ham is 6 feet even. He's here. Monk is 5'3". No, is he? Or 5'2"? Is he 5'2" or 5'3"? He's short like Wolverine. I think he's 5 foot. I think he's 5'2". So this is 5'6". 5'2" would be like around there. This is Monk here. Long Tom is taller than Monk, but shorter than him. He's like 5'7". Which would be about here. He's like Tom Cruise height. Now, the last one is Johnny. Depending on the story, I keep getting various images of Johnny in my head in terms of his height. But I've read a few stories where Johnny is taller than Doc. He's like 7 feet tall. He's like the tallest out of all of them, but he's like really, really skinny. And others have him tall, but not as tall. I'm gonna make him tall. I'm just gonna make him like a Duck to Navel, like a really just a tall, scrawny, skinny guy. All right, so Johnny's up here, 7. All right, there we go. Now, I'm gonna have to extend this. And yeah, Eric Hawkins. Johnny is very tall, very gaunt. Wore glasses with particularly thick lens over the left eye. Eagle is going on. I'm not sure what that means. Let's see here. Yeah, Eagle 43. Did you want to come in? I didn't know. I know I sent you a link. So if you want to, and Matt Kimball, did you want to come in as well? Actually, hold on 1 second. Okay. Here I am trying to figure stuff out while I am. Okay, I'm gonna post the link in the chat for the live stream, and I'm sort of nervous about doing it because I'm afraid of who might come in and what they might say. I'm gonna post the link in the chat. If you come in, watch your language, and yeah, don't say anything that's gonna get me kicked off YouTube or get my mom to kick my butt or my wife. Okay? Here we go. Hold on. We'll see if anyone shows up. And I'll continue drawing. um, hmm. Hey, Cross Comics, you have a good night. Take care. Oops. Yeah, Eric Hawkins says Rennie is 6'4". Okay, cool. Matt Kimball says, cool sec, getting my camera set up.
Hey everybody, how we doing? If you can hear me, Design, I cannot hear you. Just say no. What's up, everybody? I guess it's just me for a second. Me and Doc, hanging out. That's cool. It's good company. Yeah. Alright, he's working on it. We'll get it. Oh, no problem. I'll just sit here and play with OBS while we wait. I'm trying to see if I can throw so many effects on my camera source that I just blow up my computer. I'm hearing something. Getting some random clicky noises. Oh, it's all me now. That's right. On the shadow. Bro,
At the stream.
I don't have a refined enough opinion to have an opinion on the shadow. I mean, I'm just basically aware of the character, and he's cool and very formative. You know, he's a classic character here.
Can you hear me now, Matt?
I sure do. How you doing, bud?
Oh, yay, it worked. Oh, my
Right?
gosh, that was scary. It's the wrong button. All of a sudden, it's like, nothing's working.
Hey, what can I call you that isn't illustration by design because that's such a mouthful?
Oh, just Jason.
Jason. Jason, it
Yeah.
is. What's up, Jason?
Yeah.
How you doing, bud?
Not much. Yeah. Yeah, I love your moving avatar. I love that. It's so cool. Like Bullet said, it's like max headroom with the Matrix. It's very cool.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I was just
Yeah.
playing around, see what I could come up with OBS that integrates with StreamYard, and I wanted to make sure that you got a chance to see what it looks like in case you wanted, you want to do anything like this. I can totally get you set up, and it's easy.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I have a great interest in learning that stuff. I'm sure a lot of people, either watching in the chat right now or later on, would as well, because I think a lot of people are still trying to figure out the whole live streaming stuff now that Hangouts on Air is gone. So,
Right.
Now, do you find any difficulties with incorporating StreamYards with OBS?
Sure. Yeah. Probably the biggest one is, from my understanding, you couldn't have the layout of that you get with OBS applied to your image on StreamYard without some little tweaks,
Okay.
Now, I say my understanding because some new information has come up that I'm still looking into regarding a built-in default tool set for doing this, but I'm unaware of it, so I still need to go confirm that one way or the other. I currently use an external tool to do that. I mean, it's a plugin, so it adds into OBS, but it's not there by default.
Okay. Now, are you opening up? You're opening up StreamYards within OBS, correct? Or is it vice versa?
Well, no. StreamYard is still the way it normally is. I go to StreamYard like normal.
Right.
What I'm doing is I'm running OBS, and then OBS has a virtual cam plugin that if you Google for OBS and virtual cam, you'll find a plugin that when you install it, can I get the desktop for a second?
Yeah, sure.
I'll show you.
you share screen, then I'll just click on the.
That's right. Okay, 1 second.
Okay, there you go.
Fantastic. Thank you. So in OBS here,
Mm-hmm.
once you've added the virtual cam plugin, you'll see it in the tools menu. Okay.
Okay. That's it. Yeah.
And then when you run it, you get a window like this, which I already had open because you open the window and then you hit start. And now what's happening is every time OBS renders a frame, it takes that frame and injects it into a virtual camera source. So as far as Windows is concerned, you now have a new camera called OBS camera. But it's not, of course, a physical camera. It's not plugged in. But Windows doesn't really know the difference or care. And so when you go into StreamYard, then you can specify which camera it's going to use. And you tell it to use OBS camera.
Okay.
Now, some hiccups you might encounter in this are that by default, OBS wants to stream at a reasonable resolution, like 1080p. And my experience is that hasn't worked out great for me because of some mechanics involved in copying the pixel buffers over or whatever it is. It's a little laggy. Okay. So what I do is go into the video settings here and reduce the output scaled resolution to something significantly lower. Okay. In my case, I'm using 960 by 540. Right. And what you may want to do is when you lay out what you're going to put in there, leave plenty of margin on the left and right because StreamYard is definitely cropping in on it. If you look in my window here, you can see most of that just isn't there.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But the nice thing about this is, as once you have OBS set up like this, you can easily switch around between different layouts.
Okay.
All right, because this is going to be my layout for my next stream. Then that's basically a different, more expanded layout of the same thing. But this is generally what I go with for StreamYard because it's cropped in there a little more nicely for this sort of format.
Okay.
And of course, you don't have to, you don't have to do this weird twitchy matrix thing. Like I'm not even sure I'm totally sold on it yet. I like how unique it is. It's unique, right?
Yeah, I think that's what's cool about it. It's I've never really seen something like that before in a live stream, and I think it's very cool. So it makes you stand out from either a static picture or just a picture or just a video of someone's face.
Right. I look at this and I feel like, damn, that is like attention whoring at a whole new level. Like it's hard not to look at it. It really is.
I don't like to speak that way because it's kind of subtle.
Right.
Because when I first saw you live streaming with it, I think it was yesterday. I didn't even realize it was you. I thought it was just like some sort of repeating GIF, and then as I started paying attention to it, and I realized that the face was like moving along with your words.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually him. So I thought that was very clever, a very interesting way to use your avatar. So
thanks. I like little weird little technical challenges and just things you can do that kind of give a little uniqueness, and all that kind of jazz.
And another thing, it also, if you want to keep your anonymity, it allows you.
Yeah, it's good for that.
You can't tell what you look like, which is another good thing.
That's true, but even beyond anonymity, I think of this sometimes as like "Hello, fellow youths" mode. Like if you've ever seen that meme. Have you seen that meme? I'll bring it up if you have not.
Not familiar with it.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll immediately clarify what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Like I I feel like this is me in a lot of ways. I'm kind of old, you know. Like I don't know. I don't want to say I'm old because there are people that are older than me, and I don't want to be like I'm capping on them or something.
Right.
But like
I'm probably one of them, so don't worry about it.
For internet community, I'm a little on the older side, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not deliberately trying to conceal that or something, obviously, or I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it. But I feel like this just helps kind of bridge the age divide a little bit because you just can't tell, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, I get to be scruffy when I stream. Like a lot of people, I feel like they put a lot of time into making sure they look good for their stream, and I don't. You know, like I'm crusty.
I have no interest in cleaning up for live streaming. It takes me enough time to work up the nerve to go online to begin with. I don't have time to be shaving or primping or whatever. So I just
for sure, right?
That's why I use an avatar. I don't have to worry about it.
No, let me see here. Let me just catch up for a second. Bullet's saying it needs more max headroom, bro. I am working on it. Okay, no, seriously, I got OCR here and OpenCV that can track the orientation of the face, and I also do things like augmented reality imaging to superimpose 3D elements onto live camera streams, and so I very well may have a 3D face here before long. Do you want to see? You want to see what that looks like? You ever heard of the Google Project Tango?
Yeah, post it up.
Sure. Have you ever heard of a hardware device called the Google Project Tango?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
It's an obscure-ish sort of phone that actually had basically an Xbox Connect in it.
Okay.
And so it could do 3D scanning of what was in front of it.
Oh,
and
wow.
From that you can orientate 3D objects into live streams very effectively.
Okay.
So here it is in a live format. And by the way, see if you recognize the music. Oh, you're not getting the music, are you?
Yeah, I can't hear the
it's
music.
just my mic. So you're not hearing any audio, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not hearing anything. Sorry.
Right, yeah, no, I don't have it piped into OBS's audio because I just used my mic, but yeah, that'll probably be next. Anyways, so it's doing this at about 70 frames a second, and this was just kind of a tech demo of how that works out, you know, and it does a pretty good job of tracking, you know, spatially and putting objects back into a live camera stream. Yeah. And here in a second, you'll see when I start shooting at the walls with the little proton blaster there, that, you know, it knows the direction of the geometry in front of it too, so you can pretty well paint on things, you know.
Oh, neat.
I thought it might be fun for a sort of virtual graffiti thing, right?
Yeah, if you can get to work, that's very cool.
Yeah, and of course, this is one, we looked at this last night, but this is a similar idea. But this is if you pre-render it, you know, where, and I guess I need to point this out. You said last night it almost fooled you. That, of course, the buffalo here is 3D, right? And then the drone footage is of Japan or just something I got off the internet. And Blender can track it very well and do the same sort of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to reiterate that. Yeah, I did think that was weird. I thought it was some sort of weird, what was it called, topiary? You know, created by the Japanese in that plaza.
Oh, they would do that. Oh, absolutely. If they could put a giant pink buffalo in the middle of downtown, I'm actually surprised they have not already.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So it's very, very convincing. I thought it was really well done.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's nothing. There are folks that are really taking that concept and going far with it. What you're saying for me is just kind of, hey, the tech works, you know, and it sure does. Blender is amazing. As Evan von Scriver here, he's like, yeah, Blender. Yeah, buddy. Hell yeah, Blender. And then Eric Hawkins, hello, how you doing, bud? Agent Smith knows what he looks like. I might be Agent Smith, bro. You don't know. All right. And that's why I draw digital when on DNQ. I don't want people to see my age spots on my hands, right? Hello, fellow use mode enabled, right?
Now,
And then that is intense. And I'm not sure what you're referring to with that is intense, Evan, but I'm going to assume it's something I just showed, and thank you for that.
now, Matt,
Yes.
what is the website with your video game? So I was telling people about it earlier.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Let's plug my video game, please. Like, God, that would be awesome. Because, you know, the problem for me is that I work on these things a lot, you know, and I don't put a lot of work into promotion. And I'm hitting a point now where it's like, God, I wish just everybody knew about my game so they could try it a little bit and give me some feedback, and I could, you know, push it along to the next level. And then I look around and it's like, but I know 3 people. You know, like I have no social life. All right. So let me I'll bring it up here for a second. We will check it out. Look at that. It's already loaded. How about that? All right. So we're going to be playing without audio for a second. Let me see if I can mute it in my ear so it's not
That's fine. That's fine.
It's weird to talk while explosions and everything. You played it a little bit. You know what I'm talking about.
I played it quite a bit yesterday. I kept on getting sucked into it because it was kind of addictive.
I don't understand why I can't mute it though. That's weird. I just go in here and turn it off this way, I guess. But weird. Okay. I thought I would be able to do that from Chrome. Well, awesome, man. That is so encouraging. You know, because to me, like, of course, I'm biased on it. You know, I made the game I want to play, so I like it and I want to play it a lot. But sometimes I worry that I have, you know, too much tunnel vision on that. You know, or it's. You ever see that episode of The Simpsons when Homer is tasked to design a car for his brother? This is an old classic Simpsons episode here.
I may not have seen it. I mean,
it had Dan Aykroyd in there as the brother. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd was Homer Simpson's brother, and he was a rich car maker, you know, and he made many, many cars, and then he got reunited with Homer after never seeing him, and he said, "Oh man, you're great. Love me the Homer Simpson experience. Why don't you design a car? We're going to design the Homer Simpson car." And it was the most ridiculous car you ever saw. And
man.
Yeah, from a design standpoint, I'm constantly trying to make sure I'm not designing Homer's car, you know? Anyhow, okay. For forewarning for anybody that wants to try this at home, I guess I can paste the link. It's at distalfang.com, okay? distalfang.com, okay? It is very difficult. Like, I wanted a game that, even if I know how to play it, it's still challenging. And I may have gone a little overboard with that. We'll see if I can get past level 1, okay? It's a big if. Yeah, so it really helps to just launch a super bomb almost immediately because they are waiting for you at the gate.
Yeah.
Also, this one guy, he kind of flies by almost immediately, and it really pays to take him out because he's dropping little floating mines that make an audio sound you can hear getting closer. And it's a little unnerving. Here's one now, and they start drifting closer to you if you have not removed them. Oh, they're gonna get me! It's intense, man.
Eagle43 asks, "What game is this?" This is called Distal Fang, and this is a game that Matt has created, and he's still working on it. It's not finished, but you can play it already on the website www.distalfang.com. I put it in the chat. The link.
Please do, and let me know how the experience treats you. You know, like what What would you like to see in the game? What if you hit any problems? What were there?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. I was gonna say that the only two things.
Okay.
With the game. One, I would change the name. It's really hard to remember.
Okay. That's fair. That's totally fair. It was kind of an impulse moment, sort of name idea. It's just, wow, it's hard to come up with a name for games because they are all taken.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you need something that, I mean, I have no idea what Distal Fang even means. So when I was trying to remember the name to go back to the website, I couldn't. I had to go into my bookmarks or my history, and I had to on my browser to find out where I'd gone before. That's one. But also when I was playing the game, I ended up having to cheat a lot because what I would do, I would inch forward a little, then I would pause the helicopter, so it was just sort of move. It was just stationary in the air. And I would destroy everything on. Yeah, exactly. And I just like destroy everything on the screen, and then I inch forward a little more, destroy everything on the screen, and then just keep going like that.
Okay, that's not cheating. That is strategy. Okay. Yes, you are
strategizing.
Yes, you are totally encouraged to do that. However, just know eventually you won't be able to do it anywhere in the game. You will only there will only be some regions where there's a central cluster of buildings or some special boss monster, and at that in those moments you can go into orbit mode, which is like you're seeing here. And at the time, you can just press middle mouse button and enter orbit mode anywhere.
Right.
But that's just for me to sort out the mechanics of it, and there are still some issues with it. Like if you die in the middle of it, it doesn't as seamlessly transition you back to your respawn point. But whatever. Anyway, so as you can see, like level 1, I haven't made it halfway through it. Like you really have to focus on this game, and that's probably something I'm going to be dialing that in terms of the difficulty. Is it?
Yeah, it wasn't that hard though. I mean, for me, and I don't play a lot of video games. I consider myself a very basic sort of gamer. My expertise with video games pretty much stops at Pac-Man. Because modern video games, I'll play them for a little while, and then I'll either get bored with them or I'll get frustrated. Pretty quickly. So if a game is too difficult, I won't even play it for 5 minutes. Your game isn't difficult because it's very simple in its layout and storyline. The only difficulty is in just avoiding the various laser beams that are being shot at by the insect monsters and the tanks. But it's also very easy to resolve that because you just have to keep your eye out for them. And
very true, right?
Yeah. So I don't think it's difficult. It's just
awesome. Okay. Well, for me, I try to aim for what I think of as fair difficulty. Like I'm not just trying to get quarters. I'm not trying to stack the deck to kill the player so they start a new game or whatever. I will throw a million bullets and missiles and everything else at somebody, but like you say, you can absolutely resolve that. So there's a few other things I got in the works here. Do you mind if I show the buildings test video for a second? Because I feel like people are going to get a kick out of that, because who hasn't wanted to fly through the middle of like a dense city and just level everything? And that's basically what you're going to be able to do with this here shortly.
Yeah. Bullet asks, is there controller support? And Eagle 43 follows that up with, is there flight stick support?
Okay. No, wait. Actually, let me think about that for a second. It's been a second since I was looking into that. I actually feel like there is a little bit of gamepad support in there, but it's hidden right now. There will be controller support for sure. Also, touchscreen support for tablet players. The touchscreen support is something that I'm still trying to come up with a good strategy for, because it ends up being the kind of thing you need like 3 hands for. So I need something where you can move with one, aim with the other, and then indicate when to shoot or not shoot. So it's like 2.5 hands. But anyways,
here.
One more time, please. Oh, hello.
Evan von Scriber's here.
Hey.
Hey, Evan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I don't think I've ever actually spoken to you before, other than typing.
Right.
Yeah. It's good seeing you.
Oh, likewise.
Yeah.
We're just checking out some of my projects here. This is what I got for art. I have some traditional
Very
art,
cool.
but not much. This is really what absorbs a lot of my focus anymore, is working on this stuff. But it's fun,
awesome.
you know. This is like math art here a little bit, because
the
way the buildings are set up. One more time, please.
I was gonna say, for people like me who are just 2D artists, I mean, I'm just very fascinated by 3D art, and like especially good 3D art. I consider this very good 3D art because it's.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
it's really very early. Just wait.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good to my eyes, and it's great. I love it. Yeah, I look forward to you finishing it. I mean, I just playing it. I mean, if you haven't already, guys, take some time and go just play with it a little. On distilfang.com. It's a very fun, very simple at its core game, but it is very fun. And I kind of got addicted, like I said, to it. And I think I probably played for like total of 2 hours yesterday, just repeating again and again, just going back trying to kill those stupid monsters and the tank. So
yeah, I'm gonna get high scores going on soon. We'll have international high scores, like maybe daily.
Yeah, I was trying to remember my high scores in my head, but I think
right now the high score is you lived. You either you made it or you did not make it. That's the score.
Right.
I'll tell you what, I'm seeing quite a demand for controller support, flight stick support, Xbox controllers, and demanding the flight stick support. Okay, your message is heard loud and clear. I promise you it will happen.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't already, go subscribe to Matt's channel, because he'll be,
please.
Any updates he has, he'll be posting it on there. He live streams as well. So check him out. I think you had like a 7 or 8 hour live stream yesterday, didn't you?
Oh man, I've been trying to stream basically 24 hours a day. I break it off and start it every so often, just so people know I'm still up there. But I don't really stream the same way a lot of people do, where there's some, like, I have something to talk about. I don't, you know, like I'm just sitting there streaming my desktop, chatting with people, and we hang out, you know. So everybody's welcome, and please do come by. There's a lot of artists, a lot of creative people, and you know, folks that have an interest or a profession in game development, that sort of thing, and love hanging out with y'all. So come on by.
Thanks for showing all that stuff to us. Really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
Yeah. Oh, Ethereal Dragon is here. Hey, Ethereal Dragon, how you doing?
Hey, what up?
Fine. How are you?
Fine, doing well, thanks. Yeah, you need an avatar. Your avatar's looking blank. That's fine too, though.
Here we go. I got a better version of this guy on the screen now. I'll put him up. This is what he looks like actually rendered.
Can I change my avatar without leaving?
Wow, that's very nice.
Now, he's coming along.
What's this creature?
What is this creature? This is Nick. Yeah, Nick the Monster. One of my viewers named him. He was like, "Can I name him?" I was like, "Sure, man. What do you like?" He goes, "Nick. His name's Nick." It's like, all right, Nick it is.
And what's he for?
Well, I have a little CGI video short I'm trying to put together as just kind of a side project. I like storytelling, and I want to find a way to do that is within my means. You know, like I don't have the camera equipment. I don't know, you know, the actors and whatnot. I really have no background with camera work or lighting or any of it. But I do know 3D pretty well. And I think I have some interesting story ideas. So I'm trying to see what I can do that effectively communicates a story, even if it's not quite like Hollywood level, you get the idea, and then
Right.
maybe things build up from there, you know?
Yeah.
So
I gotcha.
this guy here is for short that probably the best way to think of it is like fan fiction of the Lobo character from DC, who I'm
Okay.
quite fond of. And to be fair, I didn't begin it like I'm gonna make Lobo. I just wanted to make the most badass space bounty hunter ever. You know what I mean? Like, and then I was like, well, that's Lobo. So, really, I'm just reinventing Lobo. I should just own
So
that.
Nick's supposed to be some sort of space bounty hunter?
No, Nick is actually a native monster on the planet Lobo was marooned on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna lay out a little bit of the story, and I'm reluctant to in some ways because there's kind of some spoilers in it. But on the other hand, I would really like the feedback, and we don't have a ton of viewers here getting it spoiled, and it's still gonna be fun anyways. It's not like huge spoilers, right? But the basic idea is that the story starts and you're following a kind of generic looking stormtrooperish space bounty hunter looking guy flying in a ship entering a planet's atmosphere. Okay. And he is tracking down a heartbeat that you can see on his display. It basically indicates this heart is this far away over here, and it's specifically identifying a person. And the person in this case is, his bounty. And so he lands, maybe half a mile away or something, like a short hike away from where this signal is. And he hikes the rest of the way in. And along the way, he encounters 3 or 4 of these. Okay. Evan, you're cracking me up, dude. Your dude's just kind of zooming around there and looking around. That's great.
I want to find out what Evan's working on too. Because
seriously,
he's
right?
Working on an animation. It's cool.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, that character fights several of these, kills one of them or more, maybe kills 2 of them. Turns out that was a family of these, and the only one that was left was kind of the youngest and got knocked out in the fight early on. And so this guy continues on to go catch his bounty, and he doesn't. Okay, like he gets there, and his bounty is Lobo, and Lobo actually put out the hit on himself to get a bounty hunter to come out there so he could kill him and take his ship, and which he does, and he takes as much of the guy as he needs to gain access to his vehicle, which is roughly his arm. He just rips his arm off, and he's walking back to this guy's ship with it, along with his. He has kind of a personal assistant AI thing. It's almost like a Siri for his phone, but that's basically his only friend. And its battery is dying, which is really what brought this whole situation to a head. Is he needed to get his AI charged up. So, anyways, he's going back to the ship. He encounters this guy. The last one, the orphan, right? And Lobo is wearing armor made out of these things' skulls already. He has like shoulder pads made out of these monster skulls. And so this monster is staring at him and looking kind of hostile at first. And Lobo doesn't really want to do anything to him. So he kind of looks down at his shoulder for a second. And then he looks at the monster. And then the monster looks at his shoulder and realizes that's one of his, skulls.
Mom.
Yeah, maybe, and he thinks better of it, and he sort of, backs down a little bit. And so Lobo asks his AI, like, how much of this guy do I really need to open up the ship? And his AI is like, really, you just need the finger. So he rips the finger off, and he throws what's left of the arm at the monster, who starts chewing on it like a dog with the bone, and now they're buddies. And so that is how, my character and this thing, they sort of team up, and this is like his sidekick pet dog sort of thing, and kind of his Wookiee, if he was a Skywalker, this is his Wookiee, and they escape. But anyways, so that's that. That's where this guy comes in. He's Nick.
Cool. Well, Evan, what are you working on?
Yeah, man. What's up?
I'm working on a video for Cult of Raven.
Ah.
Cool.
Now, what program are you using?
I'm in Moho 12.
What's Moho? What's Moho?
Yeah, I've never even heard of that. What's that about?
It's a animation program by Smith Micro. They used to be Anime Studio Pro, which is what they used to use on. It's the same company that made the program that used to do Ruby.
Mm-hmm. And is it strictly 2D animation, or what is that? What the focus is on?
Mainly, it's like vector animation. You can do some
Okay.
bone rigging, but it also does support 3D environments. And if you have Poser, it supports 3D characters.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. How do you spell that? Moho.
MOHO.
Moho. Is that at moho.com?
Smithmicro.com.
Smith Micro. Huh. Let me look. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of this company. Okay. Oh, they have tons of stuff. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the only program I don't have from them that looks pretty interesting is that Rebel 3 Painter. It's supposed to
Oh,
be
wow.
a simulation of actual painting.
They run Painter now? What
Rebel 3 Painter.
I'm trying, can you repeat that software again? Rebel 3?
Yeah.
Rebel 3 Painter. Oh, I see it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wow. It's interesting. Very cool. Have you ever used Corel Painter?
I might have, like, way back in the day when it was on, like, version 3, I think.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, they own Stuff It too. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm so behind it because once in terms of software, if I learn a program, I tend to stick with it until it no longer works. So stuff like Moho, I've never even heard of it because I'm so keyed in with Photoshop and Illustrator, because those are the main programs I use. So I kind of have blinders on when it comes to new software that comes out that might even be better than those two. And how long? You said you're using Moho 3? You said
12.
12. Oh, sheesh. Dang. So it's been around for a while. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, they're the same people who did the original Clip Studio. Under Smith Micro is called Mega Studio.
Mega Studio. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is very cool stuff. I'm just looking at the video that Max put up. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
Unity can do a little of this
Wow.
sort of thing too, but
Neat.
not an animation production
sheesh, man.
studio way.
I gotta get this. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, this looked awesome.
Very cool. Dagnabbit. More stuff to learn. Ah! When are they gonna come up with like chips so you can just like plug it into your skull so you can be like the Matrix and you can learn Kung Fu in 15 seconds?
Do you really want to be hacked?
I don't want to be hacked. I just want to learn stuff.
You might get hacked though.
Nah, I'm not gonna be online long. I just want the little chip. I just plug it in with all the stuff in there. I want to be connected to the internet. So.
But there's a virus that they when you but they can always put a virus in.
Yeah, well, might be worth it.
Maybe that's evolution.
Depends
You're gonna sound like Yakov.
Sound like Yakov Smirnov?
No, Yakov Sylvester, the guy that does this drawing vestry.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because he also wants to be a cyborg.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, honestly though, those people who like who are putting like chips in their bodies and stuff, they're nuts. I don't understand that at all. I mean, it's cool and like animation, anime and stuff, but in real life, it's like I don't want anyone cutting into me and like sticking machine parts inside of me. That's not something I'm really interested in. So so, but Evan.
Yeah.
So what do you think about StreamYard in general?
The only thing it can do that OBS can't is those pinning comments thing. Other than that, I think it looks great. It does say that the free version, they're probably going to limit the number of streams you can do in the future.
Oh, really? Okay. Now, what is the pinned comments? How does that work?
Just click the comment.
Yeah, I think if you go over to live comments, there should be a way to do it.
Oh, okay. So if I hit show, oh, okay, that's how it works. Oh, that's neat.
By the way, I brought up a little video that's talking about some of the 2D animation things you can do in Unity, which is free. It's not entirely free, but it's free for most purposes. Software for game development. It's entirely full featured. It's just if you make more than 100,000 from it in a year, they expect you to buy a copy. That's the not free part, but it's reasonable. Anyways, it can do a lot of neat stuff. And if somebody was trying to, work with a budget towards some of these things, that might be one option for them. Although it does involve basically in building your own solutions to a lot of this. But it would support a lot of the same stuff, like particle systems, 3D environments, cell shaded, that sort of thing. But it would almost certainly get a lot more technical. So, be ready to do some coding. But it is cool. It'll let you take these 2D outlines that you could probably draw up in Inkscape or whatever you prefer, and then bone them, basically. Give them like a IK system and animate them, as this Bracky's tutorial is showing here. He'll have this guy dancing around soon enough.
Right.
And it's pretty neat. Definitely something I've been wanting to get more into myself. I just tend to focus on purely 3D experiences so far.
Right. Yeah. It's just so much to learn.
Right. Yeah, and I was
Like,
not to mention Blender just added 2D animation too, so you can put that one on the list too.
right. It's like I mean, I would love to learn all this stuff. It's just that there's not enough time, and my
why I
brain
have no social life.
So much information.
Right. Yeah, they really do need the old knowledge injector. That'd be pretty awesome. I'm trying to get to where he actually demos his creation here, dancing around. You get the general idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, fun stuff. That moho looks awesome. Like, really cool. I'm going to have to check that out for sure. And, that's a pretty reasonable price. It's $60. That is a reasonable price.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Adobe.
They tear it out the same way they do with Clip Studio. I think you can't do inverse kinematics for debut or the cheaper versions.
Really? That's so the digital copy here has no IK?
The one I have does. I've got the Pro version or whatever the top tier one is.
I see. Okay.
I'm updating from Anime Studio, and
Gotcha.
IK is the reason I bought this.
Right. Yeah. IK's you just really need some IK to do much in the way of intricate character animation and stuff. I've been using Mixamo a lot lately. I don't know if you'd ever be able to use 3D motion capture towards your 2D work. Like maybe it can project it onto a plane for you or something. But have you seen Mixamo? Do you know how that works?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's I mean, I'm gonna load it up here just because it's interesting to look at. Anyways, if I got the screen, I'm gonna play with it. But and in case anybody watching isn't already familiar with it, you can get an idea of what it can do. I already have a character loaded on here, I think. So let me see. Does it still have? It'll have one of their own defaults, if nothing else. But they have many motions that you can just download freely, and that's what my 3D animation so far that I described earlier. This is mostly using Mixamo, and here you can see how I took my 3D model, kind of an earlier version of them, and basically upload it to the website, and they will automatically do what's called rigging, where you just give it some basic guidelines of like, this is the foot, this is where the chin is. You just isolate 5 different spots on the body for it, and it does the rest all with AI. It does a pretty good job, you know. Let's get him dancing. Yeah, he's a good dancer.
Cool.
Right? Yeah,
That's
fun
very
stuff.
cool.
Fun stuff.
Now, question
it'd be awesome
is,
if there was 2D functionality they supported. I don't know. Now I'm feeling like maybe I should make something to convert 3D motion captures into 2D IK animations, because that would be really useful. It wouldn't be that hard either.
I have a question. If you upload your character to Adobe's website, do they get the rights to it?
No, but I think they do have a marketplace that you could interact with if you wanted to.
Okay.
I'm honestly not 100% on that. I am not terribly concerned. Like, honestly, if somebody was like, man, I just really like that monster, I want to use it in my thing, it's like, hit me up. We can make that happen. I'm not that concerned about it. I'm kind of an open source sort of person. Let me see here.
I know if it was like Facebook, where every time you upload a picture on Facebook, it's like,
right. Oh, no. Yeah, now they own your child.
Exactly.
Let's see here. They got so many motions too. You could really make a lot of a game just out of what they'll just give you. Neat stuff. Neat stuff. It would be nice if they had more support for non-humanoid creatures. Like, do you really need to just send them things with 2 arms, 2 legs?
Right.
But you know, whatever, I can work with that.
Yeah.
But we need a dancing raven now.
Dancing raven?
Yes.
Do it. Yes.
No, dancing raven, Wonder Woman, Starfire, Vixen. Just have a bunch of the DC girls dancing together. Well, ladies.
See here.
I'm sure Popo would love that. Dancing Raven.
Well, Pope Raven loved the dancing raven. And so would Hughes.
I'm just gonna leave him there dancing until we find something else to look at or research here.
Okay. Now, Evan, are you gonna have her dancing as well?
Oh no, this one isn't actually mine. This is one from the internet.
Oh, okay. Oh man, funny. And you said that Raven you're animating is for what Cult of Raven again?
Yeah. Just
for what?
just a dumb video.
Okay, that's cool. There are no dumb videos. Well, maybe there are, but it looks cool.
How's the Doc Savage?
This right now I'm just sort of I have a height chart for each one of his guys. Right now I'm working on Rennie. I'm just trying to make sure that they're all the right sizes according to their the way they're described in the books. I pretty much got all the Doc Savage comic books over the years because I'm such a big fan. But the most frustrating thing about reading them is when I open them up and I see that the artist has never read the books, because I can tell, because they'll draw Doc Savage at the same height as Monk and Pam. They'll draw them all the same height, like say an even 6 foot, and they're completely different sizes. Like Doc is 6'8", Monk is Wolverine size. He's like 5'2". So, in my sort of theoretical Doc Savage cartoon, I would want them to all be the proper height. So like Doc is here, 6'8", Rennie's here, 6'4". Monk would of course be down here. Oops, select. He'd be down here, 5'2", and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to make like sort of turnarounds of each one of the characters. And in my mind's eye, I'll finish all these, and then I'll end up actually making animated turnarounds. But in reality, I'll never get around to doing it. Well, I like to imagine that one day I will actually, do cool turnarounds of each one of these characters, and then actually post them on YouTube for people to look at and stuff. But I know myself well enough to know that that's likely never going to happen, because I'll start off on it, and then it'll just end up taking way more time than I'm willing to put into it, and then I'll just give up the ghost and then just move on to something else. So the endless endless cycle. usually unless I'm really motivated, or I'm getting paid, I say probably 50% of the time I'll start something pretty cool, and then I'll get to a point where I get bored with it, and then I'll just move on to something else.
Well, didn't you say you were in graphic design?
Yeah, that's why graphic design, graphic art. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure if you got into the animation aspect, it would be helpful or relevant to that field.
Yeah, but I did animation once for a job years ago, and I did it for less than a week. By the time I was finished, I realized that I loved the idea of animation, but the actual act of animating, I kind of hated. It was such drudgery. It was just the whole repetitive nature of it, drawing the same figure over and over and over again with just small changes, all day. It sucked all the all the years of desire I had to be an animator, sucked it right out of me. I'm probably more inclined to be, I think, a storyboard artist, where, I can just draw scenes and not have to sort of repeat the same drawing over and over again. A friend of mine, he worked for Disney for quite a while as a storyboard artist, and he loved the work, but he said that Disney is just like any other company. It's like that they suck the enjoyment out of you, because it's just filled with like the usual office politics and everything. But my friend loved storyboarding, and he had a great time doing it. But actual animating, I don't know if I don't have the patience for it. I get bored too easily. I need variety to keep up my interest in whatever I'm doing. So that's the one good thing about freelancing. It's like each job, it tends to be a little different from the one you've done before. So.
Animation is a little tedious. I do enjoy it, but like the last 2 contracts I had, the people stiffed me on the bill. So I
Oh man,
couldn't keep
Oh,
up.
that's
the heck?
not good.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Sheesh. So yeah, that is not good. So you animate it for a living?
Um, it's kind of like the streaming thing. I gave it up a long time ago.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How long did you do it?
Maybe 3 or 4 years.
Oh wow, that's great. That's very cool. And was it all 2D, 3D mixture?
Um, I did a few logos or animated logos
Mm-hmm.
in 2D.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my contract work was 3D stuff.
Mm. And what was it also logos or was it figure work?
More figure work.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That's great. Yeah, I have a friend who does sort of like those flybys for commercials and stuff. That's sort of like lettering, graphic stuff in 3D. So
Oh, really?
yeah, he's done that. He's done that for years. He works for a company down either Fort Lauderdale or Miami. But yeah, he seems to enjoy it. I've always I have a real strong appreciation for 3D animation. I just never really wanted to do it for a living. I think because I enjoy drawing so much. I think 2D stuff always naturally appealed to me more. So you know, maybe in hindsight, it probably wasn't the best business decision because CGI is much more in a way marketable than 2D stuff. At least nowadays it is. So but
I still think CGI isn't quite where it needs to be, and
Totally agree.
2D
Like
is
I'm
probably
hip deep in CGI, and when I see it in use, most of the time I hate it.
exactly.
because it's being used poorly,
Well,
or is it being used too
right.
much?
A lot of times it feels like a management decision
Mm-hmm.
that undermines the artistic intent of whatever it is, whatever project it is they're screwing up.
Okay.
Like we were talking about the thing a little last night, I think, and that's
Right. Yes.
probably the best example I've ever seen
Mm-hmm.
of them just using CGI like a stick to beat a great thing to death on the screen. Like, God, why did you do it? Oh,
Yeah.
they had all the practical effects already done and wonderful, and it's just like whoever came up with that idea of overlaying the CGI directly on top of the practical effects they had already finished and put into the video and all of it. God, that guy needs shot into the sun.
Remember the Tombow CGI of the second Mortal Kombat movie?
Oh, ouch.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I've seen highlights of that, just like the train wreck,
Yeah,
the
the
autopsy.
where they turned into animals for the
That's
bestialities.
bad. Yeah. That was very bad. They just highlighted that on what was it, Corridor, the YouTube channel Corridor, where they have CGI artists looking at really bad CGI. One of the movies they looked at was Mortal Kombat 2. It was
Was that
bad.
Annihilation?
I think so. Whatever the second one was. I mean, I saw both of them, so it had to be a second one. The first one I thought was pretty good. I mean, they only made 2, right? Or they make a third one?
I think they're making a third one.
Okay, yeah. Then they were talking about is the one from the '90s, Mortal Kombat 2.
How about where's another bad one? Power Rangers the movie.
What's it called?
Power Rangers the movie, the Zords.
I'm not familiar with it. Huh.
Hey, Jason, if you
Yeah.
want, at some point I may have an interesting little little thing to check out here. It's something I was thinking about doing a video on for art streamers specifically.
Yeah.
You know, people that are going to have a camera aimed at a page as they draw on it.
Yeah.
Or painters or anybody doing things like that. Okay. What I found is a lot of times it's hard to position the camera to remove perspective from the image effectively. And I say this, but like your stream does a great job of that. Like your camera is aimed directly down at what you're drawing on. There is no perspective. So this basically doesn't apply to you, but some folks seem to have a hard time with that. So when you get a chance, let me get the screen for a second and I'll show you an example that I set up here. Okay. Can you turn off screen share for a second? Because it'll just work in OBS here directly. It works in real time too, actually.
Okay.
That's probably close enough. I mean, really, I just grabbed an image off of Google. I Googled for drawing, and I went for the first one that looked like it had a lot of visible perspective in it.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yep. Great. Okay, so here we have a drawing that apparently a kid in school came up with that did in fact help the police catch a criminal. This is what he came up with. He was bald.
What?
There was jacket, pants, shoes, no bearded. So okay, there we go. That's all they needed. They got him. But here you can see there's clearly some perspective going on, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
What you do, and you'll need another plugin for OBS to do this, is you go into filters, right? And you add a 3D transform. Okay, and 3D transform, it's not a stock filter. So you're gonna have to search the OBS plugins for that, and I'm happy to find the link and paste it if somebody would like it. Okay, and here I'll add a new one, and then you can see what it's like after I've already kind of manually made sure it's right. Okay, so I'm adding a blank 3D transform, and it looks the same at first. It's not changed. I go to perspective, and it gives me a bunch of sliders, and I can rotate it any which way, what have you.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's reasonably close already. But you can also, shear it either way.
Cool.
So between all these controls, you can definitely remove perspective if you want to. And then here's one where I went in and I just tried to make sure it's pretty well lined up, right? So that could be a camera source. I'm just using a still image, but it could totally be a camera.
Yeah, that's really cool.
If any art streamers are watching this and they want to get this set up, I will find the link for what you would use within OBS to do that. And if you need any help with it, just find me. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Matt.
Oh, no problem.
Very awesome.
Now I kind of want to make an icon out of that guy. It'd be my new avatar. The police come knocking on my door like, sir, been looking for you.
He is bald, wears pants.
Right?
Yeah,
they should march that guy in to the perp lineup and let us see that he looked exactly like the boy Drew. Like there's nothing like that was actually hyper realism.
Dang. That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, I have such a squeaky chair. Sorry. I'm gonna mute in general. Okay.
Maybe see what's going on in the chat. S Comic Maker says, awesome. I did a hurricane stream today as well. I live in Jacksonville, so we're getting whatever's left at around 4 to 5 a.m. Yeah, it's category 2 now. So hopefully by the time it reaches you, I guess that's in about 4 or 5 hours. It won't. Well, we'll see.
Stay safe, man. I lived in Jacksonville for years growing up. I loved it. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. Giant bugs.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was because I was a kid.
A lot of bugs.
Well, not so much like there was a lot of bugs. They were just huge. But now I'm looking back and it was like I was 7 years old, so everything was huge. So
Well, but also,
be a factor.
you may not be wrong because it's Florida.
Right.
Florida is it's basically swampland. So
it's kind of like our own little slice of Australia. You know, like it's our.
Yeah, maybe not quite as deadly as Australia.
Yeah, everything in Australia will definitely kill you.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have kids getting eaten by alligators at Disney World, Florida, it may not be the safest place on the planet. But
oh yeah, didn't they have to put up signs after that?
Yeah, after that kid got eaten by an alligator, yeah, they finally decided to put signs. And it wasn't that long ago. It was only about 2 or 3 years ago this happened. This isn't like back in like 1960.
It was shortly after the one kid got eaten at the zoo, I think.
I'm sorry, what?
Wasn't that shortly after that one kid got killed at the zoo?
I'm not sure.
By one of the animals? Because he went into one of the animals?
Possibly. It could be. I mean, the last time I heard about it, around that time was the whole. He didn't get killed though. It was the that ape, Harambe, when that kid fell into the ape encasement. And then
I think that's why you think of a different one.
Yeah. I mean, kids are always getting killed by animals. I can't keep track of them all. It was some kid who got killed by some animal at some zoo somewhere. Yeah, I mean, I was shocked when it turns out that an alligator killed a kid at Disney World. I was like, whoa, what the? Because Disney World, for people who don't live in Florida, Disney World is very much in control of the county that they're in. What's the name of the county that Disney World's in? Is it Orange County? I can't remember.
Is it Kissimmee?
Yeah, it's Kissimmee area, but it's not. That's not the county. But
Orange County. Isn't Orange County in California, or is there a second one?
Yeah, there is an Orange County in California, but I can't remember if there's one in Florida as well. I should know since I've lived here for over 40 years. But
wait, you're Floridian?
I'm sorry.
Wait, you're from Florida?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm originally from New York. I lived down here for almost 40 years. No, it is Orange County. Yeah, it's Orange County. There's one in Florida and one in California. But Orlando, Kissimmee is where Disney World is in Orange County. But Disney World has so much power and control in that area that I'm surprised that they haven't micromanaged their own parks to the point where they can keep alligators out.
I think it was more like in the hotel area or something like that.
They are definitely in control. Like the police almost have like little Mickey Mouse logos on their badges. Like it's pretty serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more in the Everglades where the kid got eaten.
Well, no, it was in one of their it was in one of the water parks, I think. And there was a hotel there, and then there was a small beach by that hotel, and the kid was walking on that. It's a man-made beach. It wasn't like a natural beach. It was in the middle of the state. It was like a man-made beach with a water feature, and the kid was walking on that beach, and they didn't have any signs up telling people to stay away from the water because of alligators. And the alligator just came up, snatched the kid, and just dragged him in. And it was just like, whoa. His parents were like, I don't know, 15 feet away, 20 feet away.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that. You think being in Disney would be safe.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's like, it's like the Magic Kingdom, except you don't expect it to make your kids disappear.
That's worse than the pencil trick.
Oh yes, that's pretty bad. That was pretty bad on the Dark Knight.
I mean, that things in Florida have hit a point that the police are actually putting out advisory warnings not to feed the alligators meth. Like,
Stop.
no, they did that. That happened.
What?
Yeah, no, they had to make it. They had to put out a second one to make it clear that it wasn't exactly a joke, but it wasn't a known occurrence yet. They were like, relax. As far as we know, there are no meth gators, but
Just in case.
Yeah, be careful.
Alligators meth.
Only in Florida.
Yeah. Terrible.
You crazy Floridians.
No, we're all actually. It's as Eric Hawkins points out, almost no one in Florida is actually from Florida, so all the crazy is pretty much being imported from up north. So yeah, I would say, I'd say a good. I'm guessing. But I'd say a good 75% of the people in Florida are not from Florida. They're from either the Northeast or from some other country. I mean, native Floridians are pretty much a dying breed at this point. So it's just yeah, we're all flown in from New York nowadays.
Or California.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of anyone I've met in Florida who's from California.
All I know is that they want you to go back to where you came from.
Yeah.
And that's the same with the Texans. People coming in from New York and California, the Texans. They all want you to go back from where you came from.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I like I said, I've lived down here most of my life, but in the winter, all the snowbirds come down. All the people on vacation from the north, and all the winter weather states, they all come down here, and we all hate it. All the people who live in Florida year round hate snowbirds because they come down here. Half of them can't drive because they usually don't drive. They're usually living in the city, and they take public transportation. And then they come down here, and they start driving, and they drive like 10 miles under the speed limit. So they're always blocking up traffic. They're driving poorly. They don't use their signals. And so once winter comes, we're all like, we can't wait until spring when all these people go back to where they came from. So,
yeah, my grandpa has a great excuse. He's like 98.
He's still driving?
I don't know. I think no, he's not, because he has to get my dad to drive him pretty much everywhere.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I would drive past the age of, I don't know.
85?
Yeah, I'll say 85. I was gonna say 80, but maybe it just depends on how well I still am at 80. If I'm still active and able to, and I can still see well enough to, I think I'll still drive. But I think once you hit 85, 90, I don't know if your reflexes are still sharp enough to, especially in South Florida. Especially if you're driving on I-95, it's scary. It's almost like being in a car rally, like a race. The people drive nuts down here. So if I'm that old, I don't know if I would have the nerve to drive, especially on 95, much less the normal roads. So I'd probably give up the ghost around 80, 85. I'm guessing. After that, I'll just take Uber. Or by that time, actually, by the time I'm 80 or 85, maybe they'll have those automatic cars, those self-driving cars. So maybe I'll just take that and just drive around in that. Who knows? Eric Hawkins says, interesting, useless fact. Palm trees are not native to Florida. They were brought there. He also says, I trained one of our Florida employees years ago, and he had a deep Southern accent. He was actually from Florida. I told him I'd never met anyone from Florida with a Southern accent. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the fun thing about living in Florida is that when you meet someone with an actual Southern accent, it seems almost like you almost get excited because they're so rare. I hear people with a southern accent, and I live in South Florida again. So, okay, Florida is broken up into sort of South Florida, which is not Florida, and North Florida, which is actual Florida.
Well, is it South Florida where all the non-Floridians go to?
Yeah. All the non-Floridians tend to be in Palm Beach County, Broward County, Dade County. The southern part of Florida, everything south of, say, Lake Okeechobee, tends to be the transplanted north. Everything sort of Lake Okeechobee and north of that tends to be still native Floridians, except for the Orlando area where Disney World is. All that whole area, that's also sort of transplanted people from other parts of the country or other parts of the world. It's just, but I would say, yeah, I'd say a good chunk of North Florida are native Floridians. So and a lot of them still have accents, which is cool. It's really cool whenever you hear a southern accent in Florida.
I noticed something. I noticed something funny in my time in Florida. I lived in Florida, and then later I moved to Georgia.
Yeah.
Of course, north of Florida.
Uh-huh.
I headed north. Suddenly, I heard much more southern accents.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's weird because, and I don't know if that's changed in recent, because I've been to Georgia, well, mainly the Atlanta area, several times in the '90s, because I would go to Dragon Con, a fair amount back in the '90s.
Stone Mountain.
I've been to Stone Mountain, but I didn't go there for that. I mean, I've been there. It's pretty cool.
I spent a lot of time there growing up.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the water
impressive.
park.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, they had a really fun water park, and of course it's a real gentle climb up to the top. It's basically a big basketball of stone, half sunk in the ground. And, yeah, it's real pretty. It's I had some good times out there.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends moved there after college. I'm kind of surprised just how popular the Atlanta, Alpharetta area is. I mean, it's I mean, when I went in the '90s, traffic was bad, and it's just blown up since then. I mean, it's just a huge area, very popular with people. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that with such a large and growing population that Georgia has maintained so much of its southern roots. It's not like South Florida, which has where the sort of southernness of South Florida has pretty much been watered down into non-existence. I mean, you don't really see the South when you come to South Florida. I mean, it's basically you're basically in the southern district of New York City. But Georgia is still a very, very unique and interesting place. So that's cool. Now, what you said you used to live in Jacksonville, Matt?
Yes.
Now, is that more like Georgia or South Florida? I mean, is that
Georgia
in terms of really? Okay.
Yeah, because I spent a fair bit of time down in Orlando too, and that area because my grandfather was from there, so we would go visit.
Mm-hmm.
And but I lived in Jacksonville, and then later making the move over to Georgia. If I had to say which Jacksonville felt more like to me, Orlando versus Georgia, I would definitely say Georgia.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
but that was in the mid '80s, so that was quite a while ago. So it's hard to say now. What's up?
Yeah. I've never actually been to Jacksonville. I mean, I have clients who are from there, but I should go there. I mean, we sort of drove around, sort of mid and North Florida on my honeymoon, but we never made it up there. We'll probably go up there at some point.
I kind of remember a sort of a dock or a pier that we would go to sometimes, and I remember having a cup from there, but I can't remember the name of it now. It's something about. I think it started with a C. Maybe it had the word light in it. I'm not sure. Now I just want to say Crystal Light. I know it definitely wasn't Crystal Light.
See, all right, I got all of them on here except for Johnny. There's a tall one.
Do you know if the Doc Savage radio plays are based on the books?
Yeah, some of them are, yes. I think most of them are. The ones that I have are, let me look. They're in my iTunes. Ones that I have are, where'd it go? Let's type in search. That'd be easier, Doc Savage. Hey, look, there it is. I have Fear K, and I have The Thousand-Headed Man. And then I also have, it was at Python Island, but is that, I think I only have 5 minutes of Python Island. So, yeah, the radio shows were, and the radio shows that I have are from the 1980s. I don't know if there were any original radio shows like they had for the Shadow. I don't know if they had any back in the 30s. And if they did, I don't know if any of them survived, because I know that at one point I was actively looking for them, but the only ones I could find were the Thousand-Headed Man and Fear K, which were done in the 1980s. Bullet says 5 minutes is all you need. So, I mean, do you know of any? Oh, the nose.
I could probably get a list of them. Eagle's got hours of the Shadow and Doc Savage loaded onto Raven Radio.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, if you could find out, I'd love to hear them. I'd be interested in finding out when they were made. And like I said, I mean, I'm not aware of any from that time period, from like 30s or 40s, but
I think he said they were recreations, so they might be the ones from the 80s.
Okay. But even from the 80s, the only ones I've heard of are those two, the Thousand-Headed Man and Fear K. So if there are other ones, I would love to. I'd love to hear them as well, because the ones I have, they're well done. The production was done very well. Great voices, great, really cool sound effects. I mean, you really get a sense that you're listening to the story. So I like radio shows. They're kind of, yeah. For some reason they appeal to me. The whole theater of the mind. I think that's what I'm attracted to. The fact that I'm using my own imagination to sort of visualize what's going on in the story. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I've never heard them before myself until Eagle started playing them.
Oh, really? Yeah. So, Evan, what other things are you into? Is it mainly comic books or sci-fi or what?
To be honest, I'm not very familiar with comics.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'm more comfortable with film.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
So how'd you always about Pulp Fire though?
What was that?
So it seemed like you usually it seemed like you're. Wait, aren't you some? Do I see you on Pulp File streams?
Oh yeah, I mod for sometimes.
Cool. So how'd you get involved with the whole Comicscape stuff?
It popped up in my recommended feed.
Oh, really?
One day, and I just kind of lurked for a while before actually participating.
That's very cool. Neat. I mean, for someone who's not into comics, I mean, I see you around quite a bit, and I think that's really neat. That's great. We sucked a normie into our circle of weirdness. That's awesome.
How did you get into Comicsgate?
Well, I am a lifetime nerd, so I've been addicted to comics since the age of 4. Yeah, and over the past, especially the past, I would say since past 8 years, I've been pretty disillusioned with Marvel and DC. I haven't liked the content. I haven't liked what they've been doing with the characters and stuff. So
You like how they turned Scott into a complete psychopath?
How they what?
How they turned Scott Summers into a psychopath?
Yeah.
X-Men?
Yeah, stuff like that. You know, turning Iceman gay.
Flamboyantly gay. That way.
Yeah, that was painful. You know, turning Carol Danvers into like a screeching feminist cat lady.
And a fascist.
And a fascist and a psychopath. I mean, just a lot of. I mean, like a lot of people, I read comics for escapism. You know, to get sort of lost in those worlds. I just want to see, like, you know, beautiful, muscular guys and hot, you know, buxom women, you know, punching each other. That's all I want in comics. I want action. I want fun. I want stuff like that. Last decade or so, comics have been filled with left-wing politics. I don't read comics for that. I don't want to see it in comics. I get enough of that stuff watching the news. I just want to sit down, enjoy a good 15 minutes of looking at pretty pictures and reading fun stories. And Marvel and DC have not been doing that for I'd say around the last decade. So when Comicsgate came around and other people were complaining about the same stuff, I got naturally drawn to that because usually when you have complaints about something, you generally, you know, think that, you know, maybe it's just, you know, maybe you're just seeing stuff that isn't there or whatever. But when a lot of other people were complaining about the same thing, then you realize, hey, you know, maybe I wasn't crazy after all. Maybe these things are really a problem. So so I naturally got drawn to it, and you know, that's how I sort of got pulled into it. You know, I always wanted to, because I'm an artist, and, you know, I always wanted to, you know, work for Marvel and DC, work for comic books, draw for comic books. But for years I tried. I did one comic book job years ago, but after a while I realized, just from reading social media, just from reading the attitudes of these editors and writers and a lot of the artists, that I wouldn't be welcome, just because I don't. It's very much like Hollywood. If you don't share the same beliefs and have the same sort of hive mind as they do, they'll blacklist you and they'll make sure you don't get work. So
this is what you do. You just pretend you're a different gender.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
Hey, I already have my own gender picked out. I'm not even on the gender spectrum. I'm on my completely own gender spectrum now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I get in, just by doing that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to go to that extent to start wearing dresses to work and stuff. So I knew I couldn't do that. But yeah. So, you know, when people started putting out other comic books that promised to be generally, you know, sort of agenda free, you know, I got drawn to it. So I mean, I've been supporting a lot of these Comicsgate books over the past year. I mean, and the ones I've gotten have been really, really good. Well, I'd say mostly good. I think the best one I've read so far has been T-Bird and Throttle, and a lot of people haven't heard of it. The artist and writer is Josh Howard, and actually he started a new campaign. It started a couple weeks ago for issue 3 of T-Bird and Throttle. If you have it's on Indiegogo. If you have a chance, just look it up. Actually, let me see if I can find it.
Well, I'm still reading on 2 of my 3 original books.
T-Bird and Throttle. That's issue 1. Let me see. 2 campaigns. Campaigns. Come on, buddy. There we go. There it is. All right. Now, let me see if I can screen share this so you guys can look at it. Cancel. Top screen. Share screen. And let's see. There we go. Bam. Wow. There it is. This is issue 3. Oh man, it's not even back. It hasn't been fulfilled yet, which is surprising because this is a really good book. If you guys have not ordered it yet, what the heck? Bullet says you can see it on Pornhub, Jiminy. I don't know what you're talking about. Scary. But this is a really, really good book. A lot of action, and it has some light commentary on current events. But it's just a classic sort of superhero type story, and it allows you to go down here. You can just buy issue 3 if you want, but you can also buy issues 0, 1, 2, and 3 if you missed the first run. This and what's the other one? Bigfoot Bill were the comics that I was the most satisfied with when I received them. Both
I love
quality,
Bigfoot Bill.
I know, it's a great book. Both in quality of the packaging, the artwork, but also the story. I mean, these 2 titles had T-Bird and Throttle and Bigfoot Bill had the most bang for the buck. They really, really paid off, and I was really happy that I bought them. But yeah,
did you open up your card or not?
I'm sorry?
Did you open the card?
The card. What card?
Yeah, the card. C-A-R-D.
C-A-L-D or
R-D. R-D. Sorry.
Oh, what card? What card are you talking about?
That comes with Bigfoot Bill.
I got everything that came with it. The little card, the bookmark. The only thing I didn't get was the making of book. And I was kicking myself afterwards for not ordering it. I wish I had. I got sort of I guess all the extras that came with getting the main book. So and it was it's just really cool, really well done. So you can still buy the previous issues, and the cool thing is that you can buy them with sort of these variant covers that are sort of copies of popular, famous comic books like Dark Knight Returns and New Mutants. So it's a fun read. So if you haven't already, I encourage everyone to. If you like good comic books, T-Bird and Throttle is to my mind a very good comic book. It's just a lot of fun. It has a lot of cool action in it, and a little blood. So
yeah, that sounds really cool, man. I miss the old New Mutants.
Yeah.
I used to read quite a bit of that back when Layfield was getting in the mix, and Cable, that whole time period.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Rob Liefeld's art at all, but
man, what's not to like about those hands, though?
but I do appreciate the characters he created,
Right.
Cable and Deadpool. I mean, even if a lot of their qualities were sort of added on by other writers later on, I can't deny that he's definitely made his mark on comic books.
For sure.
You know,
It's
regardless of how.
cemented now with Deadpool. Like it's timeless now.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, you can't just say that he's a footnote in comic books.
Not at all. Yeah.
You know, you see, I'll still sort of crap on his art, but his but he made some lasting stuff. So that's
You know,
awesome.
I've had to soften my critique of his art somewhat just based on things I've heard about what he does as a person, and it just it gets to where like he sounds like such a nice guy. If he was sitting in front of me, I just could not talk shit about. I'm sorry, I could not talk smack about his art. You know?
Yeah.
And if you have a project and you tweet it to him, he will help you promote it. Like, I don't know how true that is, but how awesome is that? You don't hear about that a whole lot.
Yeah, no, that's true. You know, I probably wouldn't criticize him to his face about his art because he's heard it 1,000 times already.
Right.
I mean, you don't need to tell
by
him.
now.
Yeah, it's just like you don't have to love his art. But you know, I respect what he's done in terms of creating these various characters because it takes a certain amount of creativity and nerve to do it. So,
and let's face it, in the world of comics, strict adherence to realism or the established norms of illustration, that's kind of out the window anyways. Like a lot of it has to do with getting an emotion across or an experience. And if his own interpretation of anatomy and proportions and whether or not someone can have 2 left feet, like that's fine. That's how he wants to do it, and it gets the job done. Good on him.
Yeah, I think one thing that well, I guess 2 things. One, when he first started drawing in comics, he was pretty good. I remember seeing some of his stuff for DC that he did, and it was pretty decent. I think more than anything else, he kind of got lazy, and because I saw his Hawk and Dove for DC that he did recently in the last few years. He came back to Hawk and Dove, and he drew them again like he did back in the late '80s. It was his drawing was taking the same shortcuts that a person trying to get into comics often makes. He would not draw backgrounds. He would just draw the figures. And when I look at his artwork and I look at someone like Todd McFarlane, who has a very similar style in a lot of ways to Rob Liefeld, and sort of the exaggerations of the figures. The thing that sets them apart, to my mind, is that Todd McFarlane, he draws complete backgrounds. He doesn't cheat on them. He doesn't skimp on them.
Right.
And I think that's why I'm much more forgiving towards McFarlane, even though his figures are really exaggerated and in a lot of ways kind of ugly. A lot in the same way that Rob Liefeld can be. But when I look at McFarlane, I don't think this guy is being lazy when he's drawing because it's obvious he's putting a ton of work into his panels.
Right.
When I see Liefeld's, I think the problem is that even though he draws his figures and he puts a lot of lines into them, when I look behind those figures, there's really nothing there.
I'm glad to hear you mention that too. Not so much about Liefeld specifically, but the importance of some amount of background to drawing. You know, because like I'll watch people draw sometimes, and I'll think, you know, it would really help this out is edge interaction and some background, and
Right.
it's almost like a touchy subject with some people. They're like, nope, no background. I want that pure disembodied white blankness that just like your eye has no idea where to go on the page, and so it just orbits until you're dizzy.
Right.
I have a hard time with that, you know.
Yeah.
I got hooked on edge to edge drawing at one point,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
I have not looked back since. You know, to me,
Yeah.
that's really the only way to do it now.
Yeah. I mean, there's a place for say negative space in comic book art. I mean, I understand that, but you need to establish the scenes for the reader. You need to let the reader know what's going on in from panel to panel, and what space the characters are holding. I mean, that was the one mistake that I have always struggled with when it came to comic book art. And every time, a lot of times when I would send out samples to Marvel and DC, they send it back and they say you need to focus on putting more backgrounds in your drawings, because drawing figures, it's fun. That's the fun part of drawing comic books. Just drawing the figures, like punching and jumping around, flying, whatever. The hard part, the drudgery of drawing comics, is doing the backgrounds. Doing the buildings, or drawing, like landscapes or cityscapes or whatever. Drawing a bus station. No one wants to draw a bus station. It's boring. But it's those details that separates a decent artist from a great artist, or can make a weak artist into a good artist. I mean, if you take someone who does okay figure drawing, like on a scale of 1 to 10, the figure drawing is say a 5, but they're able to draw really strong backgrounds. I mean, that will elevate their artwork to, in my mind, to an 8. Because backgrounds are so, I don't know if they're so difficult, but they're not exciting. And because they're not exciting, a lot of artists don't like drawing them, like me. And and we tend to try to cheat or just leave them out altogether in order to avoid doing it. So when I see Rob Liefeld's artwork, I can't say it's so much bad figure drawing that sort of turns me off of his art, as it is what I kind of perceive as laziness on his part, in terms of not wanting to do the drudgery or kind of the hard work of putting in solid backgrounds to sort of as a foundation for his figure work.
Right. Well,
Whereas
it's all storycraft, right? If you're not establishing the environment and the circumstances around the characters, then really you're doing character studies, and even character studies are frequently going to have something to establish what sort of environment you could expect to find this person in, and it's just very critical to me.
Yeah.
You and not just the place, the weather, the time of day, the general atmosphere of society around them. You need all that. It's super important.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
I have that one drawing I did overseas there recently, and I'm looking at it now. If you can I get the screen for a sec?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, thank you. It's not a great drawing. It really isn't. I'm surrounded by much better artists right now. I promise you. But to me, I feel like what redeems it is the emphasis on the environment. It really makes it more interesting. Oh, I need the desktop for a second, unless you want me to set up OBS to do it. It would be better to do the desktop though, because it would be higher resolution. But
did I get it, or am I messing it up?
Yep, you're on it.
Okay.
You know, like I think if you took any comic book artist and said, "What do you think of this?" It's like, you know, like if you looked at any one of the characters, at least maybe a 5, you know, out of 10. Like it's really not, you know, comic quality in terms of the level of detail on any one character, or even any one building, you know. But the collective whole of it, to me, establishes a very concrete place and you know activity and even you know time of day to some extent. You know, you feel a lot more there than if I just drew, you know, this guy in the middle here standing there. You know, like, you know, what's he doing? Why is he looking over there? You know, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this
And,
is go ahead.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like I said, I mean, a lot of artists don't pay attention to the importance of that.
Or here's another one. It's this similar idea. You saw this one too, but yeah, it's again, you know, like to me, edge to edge is where it's at. You know, right, like right off the edge of the page. Use all of it, and I feel like that just helps establish your levels in terms of what's going to be a bright color and what's going to be a darker color. At no point are you just seeing raw canvas. And I think it calibrates the eye to view the image in a way that's, you know, most within the artist's control. You know, you can say, I want you to notice this first, and then this second, and then this third. And if you're not putting a careful attention to, you know, your values and your edge interaction, you're going to have a hard time doing that. And you can still make an awesome image without any of that, but to me it can be more awesome with some thought to these elements, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
I'd love to see this inked, by the way. If anybody's seeing this now and thinks, God, I could do some cool colors to that, you know, like hit me up. I'd love to see it, you know, like what, you know, how would you color this, you know?
Well, I think, well, I think because it's penciled, it seems penciled.
It is. It's graphite on canvas.
Yeah, I think the approach to coloring it might be different than a lot of people might usually do. I think a lot, at least comic book artists, are used to coloring ink by just filling in. Oh wow, that's awesome. What is that? That's the CGI version. That's great. Wow. I just lost sound. What's going on here?
Oh, okay. I was muted. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been trying to keep an eye on my mic because my chair is so squeaky, and I'm just not so familiar with streaming that I worry I'm gonna like cough or bang the mic or something, and it's gonna be a jarring experience for people, you know. So this is I drew the original one there you saw, and then a couple years later I was just like, you know, I've always liked, I just keep coming back to that image. I just like it. So I just wonder what that would look like in 3D. And to be fair, this is not totally done yet either. This was more like me trying to get a lighting study down to play around with projecting this onto a larger canvas or wall and doing a mural of it. Yeah. And I might do that at some point. I don't know. I'm kind of ready to move on to just a different image. You know, like I feel like I've pretty much resolved this one for now. There's other interesting things to draw out there, you know.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, I think I am gonna end the stream at this point because it is 1 o'clock in the morning where I am. It's pretty late. But let's see.
Cool, man. It's been a lot of fun. Great hanging out with y'all.
Thank you very much for coming in, you guys. Matt, Evan, and Ethereal Dragon. I really appreciate you guys start keeping me company while I've been sketching.
Well, I just really appreciate the chance to try out this format with other artists and just be able to sit around and talk and chat, because ultimately this is I would like to build something to this effect as a frequent and casually scheduled experience on the channel I'm developing. You know, where you just hang out, other artists show up, we just we talk about each other's art and not necessarily in like a critical or productive way either. Just what are you up to? How's that going? That sort of thing. But at the same time, sometimes artists really benefit from other artists giving a critique, and personally, I really appreciate that. So, some of it for me would just be the opportunity to have other artists tear apart what I'm working on, and let me pick up the pieces and put them back together again in a better form. And so if anybody else has ever want some of that experience, then it would be nice if we had somewhere that could be done without it being negative.
No, I got you. Yeah, right. I think most artists feel that way. We all we all benefit from feedback, bouncing, hearing stuff from other artists. So I think we, like you said, we get too close to our own creations, our own work sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah, you lose sight of the forest, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, but So Matt, do you want to go ahead and give people your contact info and where they can find you on YouTube or?
Oh, absolutely.
Or you're not on Twitter, so yeah, I guess YouTube.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say hi in the channel now. Okay. Hello. All right. Now, if you click the three little dots next to my name in the chat, one of them is going to say "Go to Channel," and you just go to that channel and hit subscribe, and then you'll know when I'm online, which is basically always. Like I'm streaming pretty much constantly, and you just join the stream anytime you want. You can try my game at distalfang.com. I'm just going to put the first part before the .com because I don't think it'll let me put the part after. But you go there and try that out. I'd love to hear what anybody thinks. Their thoughts on what would make it better, or did you have fun? All that kind of stuff. And then I'll be able to keep you in the loop on more things as I add them. I have a lot more things in the works. There's a new boss monster on the way, kind of the mandatory giant tank covered in guns, and then some giant alien monsters and stuff. So it's a good time. It's fun stuff on the way.
Awesome. Very
Thanks so much for the chance to introduce that to people. That really helps me.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. Evan, do you want to tell people your contact info and your YouTube channel and stuff?
Oh, I don't know that I'm worth following, but it was nice meeting you.
Sure, you are. Of course, you are. Go ahead.
Come on.
Everywhere on social media is just Evan Von Scriver.
Okay, you're on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, but I don't post anything.
Did you ever post anything about OBS or anything? Or are you planning to?
Oh, no, I never got around to that. Feel weird talking to myself.
Okay. Well, I encourage everyone to follow Evan Von Scriver because he's been extremely helpful to me, even though I'm very slow to understand. But he's been very helpful to me in terms of learning more about OBS and some other stuff about live streaming and stuff. So everyone, please go to Twitter, follow Evan Von Scriver there, and even follow him here on YouTube. Go to his channel because someday he may decide to start putting in content, and you want to be there to jump on board whenever that notification comes in about where he is and what he's doing. So just follow Evan Von Scriver on YouTube and on Twitter. Ethereal Dragon, do you have anything?
No, my YouTube channel pretty much died months ago.
We can bring it back to life if we subscribe, right?
Maybe.
Okay,
It can live
cool.
again. We
Live
have
again,
the
let's keep it.
technology.
I just have to
Yeah.
figure out what to do. Maybe I should do just one of those things like drawing and coded.
Okay, cool. Are you on D Live or anything? Bullet brought that up.
No, isn't that one of those things that they just hack you like crazy?
Oh, I don't know. I've never been on it. I have no idea. I don't know how it works. So
I don't know. I
trouble
hear
with
bad
YouTube.
things about it.
Okay.
Besides the
Okay.
fact that it's taken over by the Cult of Raven.
Are you on Twitter?
Yes. Dragon Ethereal.
Dragon Ethereal on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I follow
type it in.
Jason, and I know I follow EVS. Well, this EVS, not.
So it's at Dragon Ethereal on Twitter. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. I put it.
I know
put
you
it
know
in
how I
the
even
chat.
got 450 follows.
I'm sorry?
I said I know you know how I even got 450 follows. I actually have more followers than freaking Raven. Well, Pope Raven.
How many does Pope Raven have?
Let me check. $355.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
And he actually is an artist. Maybe he should post more.
Cool, cool. Well, I encourage everyone to follow all these guys. And also follow Eric Hawkins, who's been in the chat, chatting up, and Bullet, who has been piping in as well. Follow all these guys. They're all very cool and interesting guys.
Oh yeah,
So,
and Eric's got a book he's putting together now. Just had a successful funding campaign for it, so really looking forward to seeing more of that.
Which one? What book?
That's a good question. Why don't you tell us about it there, Eric?
Eric, are you still here? I don't know if he...
I just got passing details about it from my channel the other night, but I know he has a project he's working on, so
okay.
That should be cool.
People, follow Eric Hawkins on YouTube. Go to those three buttons next to his name. Click on them and subscribe to his channel. And hopefully there's information about his book on there as well. You guys will be able to follow him and his work there. So, but everyone, again, thank you again for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please give this live stream a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. But I really appreciate everyone who spent some time here. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys sometime again soon. Okay?
Y'all have a great night. Shout out to
you too.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye-bye.